dope addicts are here.
What?
What?
What? Are we even on? Just a second here.
Wait a minute.
Now, Bill's there.
Okay.
Hi, I'm here. I'm at home again. You can hear me, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good.
All right, we're there. All right.
Level's good?
Like I was saying.
See, the usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Yeah, John and Lyndon was confused by what just happened there.
What did just happen? Because I couldn't hear anything.
I lost everything in my ears for a second.
Oh.
Now it's back.
Well, hello there.
Hi.
So were we playing that song because we're doing a story about tax filing?
Yeah, sure.
Money, money, money.
No, it's David Gilmour's birthday today.
How old's David?
David is he is
Old.
79.
Yeah, old.
79.
It says here, money begins with the rhythmic sequence of sound effects that is heard throughout the first several bars. It was created by splicing together recordings that John Waters had made of clinking coins and a ringing cash register and tearing paper, a clicking counting machine, and other items to construct a 7-beat effects loop. And you know, I could just barely hear the song in the background because of the way we're set up here. Mm-hmm. And the song, I stopped liking it because it became such a cliche that really whenever somebody would do a story about tax filing, or, you know, then you go, money, 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 and I just, oh, God. But as I'm listening to the song, I'm going, man, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I had sort of filed it away in the mothball section, you know, but it's excellent. Yeah. There you go. Oh yeah.
A little bass riff in there.
Yeah.
But Gilmour sings and plays the guitar solo on that, so that's one of the...
Now I could hear that fine.
But you were just saying, money, money, money. That's a different
You're
song.
thinking of a different song.
It is a different song. Yeah.
Which is also played
Yeah.
for tax time. And
What is that song?
money, money, money.
It's this
one. Which is also a good song.
Mm-hmm. Although Trump ruined it.
Is this the oath?
It's the OJs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you were singing.
That's the one they use the most.
They use.
And but I didn't really realize that because I couldn't hear the song. Just barely. Excuse me.
And of course, there's always.
Oh, yeah. Money for nothing and your chicks for free.
Yep. There's also some good guitar here.
If you really want to go deep, do the Flying Lizards version of Money.
I want money.
That's what I want. There you go.
The best things in life are free.
This is one of our.
This is actually a pretty cool version of the song.
one of our "If You Know, You Know"
Oh,
songs.
yeah.
Actually, it was the first one.
Was it?
The best things in life are free, but you can give them to the birds and bees. I want money.
What I want.
That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Do you need me to sound more disaffected on this song? I bet I could sound even more disaffected if you like.
We're doing all this now so we don't do it on tax day, right? We're not going to redo all this on
Yeah, because
Getting
we're
it
going to
out
be
of the
busy.
way.
We'll be busy on tax day, you know, going down to the post office with donuts, you know, for people lining up at midnight to file their taxes.
Oh, so
Did you ever do that?
So two things that will be privatized eventually:
Yeah.
taxes and the mail.
Did you ever do that? Actually go get in line at the post office to file your
Never.
taxes at the last minute?
Never.
I did one time. It was wretched, absolutely wretched.
Never.
That was
did.
the last time I did my own taxes. Now I give it to a man,
Yeah.
or in
Here,
this case,
sir.
a woman.
Here, lady.
I give it to the lady and
Make
say,
it go.
yeah, lady, please.
Money, please.
How much do I owe an extra this time? I haven't done them yet. I just put it off and put it off.
I'm sure your accountant appreciates that a lot.
We got ours done.
You know, she's actually pretty. You know, she fits me in, and she can get it done in an hour or so.
We got ours done about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, you're always like, can we file now?
That's Sue. That's
Yeah,
Sue.
your wife is on it.
It's all about getting it done.
Good and good for her.
Yeah.
I wish I had that sort of. Neither my wife or I are, like, oh, yeah, we got to do that now? Okay, well, let's wait till the show's over.
Yeah, I have a Joe that just does that. And a couple times a year he comes to me with a pen and a piece of paper and says, sign here.
There you go.
All right, there you go.
Now, is this a different Joe than your husband?
No, it's the same one.
Oh, it's the same one. Okay. I thought it was Tax Joe.
I don't know why he's married to me.
Me either.
Yeah.
Because
Should have married me.
Because he does everything and I do nothing.
You smile. And you
Is
say
that
thank
enough,
you.
really?
No, but apparently it's enough for him. He's a simple man. I know him kind of.
I bore him children.
Yeah.
Is that...
Thanks.
But you're not the kind of person that reminds him of that.
No. I should
No.
name.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
is that right?
No.
By the way, I bore your
Well,
children.
do you see what happened
Yes.
here?
No.
You see
If
what
he-
you did?
I created life.
If he all of a sudden got resentful, Gina, and walked out, you would be just, what would happen?
Oh, I
and
would-
by the way, dear, I'm taking the kids with me.
Oh, yeah. Well, they'd be better off with him for sure.
Sure. You couldn't take care of them.
I would not feed them well at all.
They wouldn't get fed.
The bills wouldn't get paid.
No.
No.
It'd be disaster.
No. Why is he married to you?
I don't know.
We'd be we'd be seeing you on Dateline.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's that it makes him. I know what it is. I mean, partially. I mean, he loves you and he likes seeing your beautiful face, and all of that. But it gives him a sense of satisfaction to know that without him, you would die.
Exactly.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
Okay, now we're going to take a break here.
Yep.
And then we'll come back with your check-ins, if you've a mind to do that. 877-602-9696. That's the number to check in with the Radio from Hell show. We like to hear from you in the morning, so please, any thoughts, observations? You want to talk about taxes? No, you don't. 877-602-9696, or you can, of course, text us 33986.
X96 plays over 40 years.
Okay, I'm for that. We will go to your check-ins in just a second. We have to officially begin the Radio from Hell program. 877-602-9696 is the number you use to check in with us. You can also text us at 33986. Do we have a sponsor here, Gina?
Check out the Salt Lake Home and Garden Show March 7th through the 9th at Mountain America Expo Center, and we'll have a 4-pack of tickets to give away to that. Oh, maybe with Frank Christ coming up.
The moon is a waxing gibbous moon, 48.7% of full. The moon will rise today at 10:41 a.m., today being Thursday. It's the 6th day of March in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. It's Alamo Day.
Oh,
Remember the Alamo?
I forgot.
Do, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's quite a story. You know, the Alamo that was built by the Mexicans. It was a kind of a church built by the Mexicans in Mexican territory, and then these Texans decided, well, we can't have that. We're gonna take it over. And these Texans took it over. You know, Davy Crockett and those guys, Jim Bowie, and the Mexicans said, no, you can't do that.
Wait a minute.
Hey, it's ours. And it was theirs. And so Santa Anna, with his army, came and killed them all. But Santa Anna then had the misfortune of meeting Sam Houston's army, Texas regulars, and Texas decimated Santa Anna, and then we stole all the land from the Mexicans.
Yep.
So that's history for you.
Well, you know, for now.
And there is a basement. There is a basement at the Alamo.
There is?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. You know, it's because the movie was it Pee-wee's Big Adventure,
Yes.
and he went to the Alamo. He said, "I want to see the basement." And they said, "Well, there isn't a basement in the Alamo." And then 4 years later, they thought, well, let's put a basement in the Alamo because of the
Added
movie.
one later.
And so they added one under the gift shop. There's a little basement there. I don't know if that's interesting or not, but there it is. It's the day of the dude, you know, Big Lebowski.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, there's a book, Lebowski 101, containing essays that dissect and celebrate the Big Lebowski. It's published by the Church of Dudism. It's National Oreo Cookie Day.
We have some in here if you want one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
not
thanks.
for you, Bill. Well,
yeah,
but-
thank you. Thanks a lot. And it's National White Chocolate Cheesecake Day. And this is an all-new edition of the official morning show of cream sandwich cookies
Yum.
in general. We are the Radio from Hell show. Starring the Lords of Morning Radio is Kerry Jackson. I am Bill Allred at home, sick. Gina Barberi right over there, pondering, should I get the Oreos now? Katie, for short, is in the producer's booth doing a fine job as always. And do we have both Allison and Maya helping out?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Check-ins
We are
now.
well staffed.
All right. Let's try this and see.
Okay.
Garbage Gus is here.
Garbage Gus.
Hello.
Hello.
Garbage,
Can y'all hear me?
Can you hear me, Gus?
Oh, hello. I was just calling
Gus cannot
in
hear me.
just to tell everybody that it's my 19th year of being a garbage man.
Wow. Well done, Gus.
Yeah.
Now, can Gus hear me
Yeah,
now? No.
it makes me feel so good to help the community and pick up your trash.
Yeah.
I'd like to know where Gus collects trash.
Gus should be able to hear. You should be able to hear each other.
Gus,
Oh,
can you hear me?
No, he can't.
Apparently not.
Cannot.
can't hear. Oh,
Bill, no,
try
Gus.
this.
Bill would like to know where it is you pick up trash. What's your route?
Oh, I am actually in South Ogden today.
Ah, good. That's a dirty city.
What's one thing you would like people to know when they're putting their cans out? What do people get wrong all the time?
We like our cans to be 3 feet apart. That is the best thing you can do to help us out.
They put them too close together, don't they?
Yes, they do.
That would
Yeah,
apparently that's
3
a
feet
logical
apart.
assumption.
Just
Gina.
remember that. That's all you need.
Or maybe they put them too far
All
apart.
right, you guys got a kind of an echo going,
Okay.
but
Yeah. Exactly.
thank
So-
you for everything you do, and I'll keep
Well, I'll just
listening
sit here.
for another 19 years.
Thanks, Gus.
All right. Thanks, Gus.
Okay, we'll see you. Bye.
Yeah, we're having problems
You
again.
see, once again, the word "should" is doing an awful lot of work at this radio station.
I'm kind of guessing that Katie's standing next to you right now.
She was.
Yeah,
She was.
trying to press the buttons. And
The problem is we have lots of call-in features.
Yeah, just a little thing, little thing.
So how about some text check-ins?
Yes,
how about
we can
that?
do that.
You can texting works all the time.
Starting my commute from Huntsville, 2 to 3 inches of snow, and the power is out in the Huntsville area, says Travis. Let's see. Jonathan, senior Otter correspondent, wants to know which of you is pink.
Is pink?
Which one's pink? It's
I
a Pink
think
Floyd
he's
reference.
maybe referring to the Democrats at the.
No,
it's
a
Pink
Floyd
Floyd.
reference.
Oh.
Let's see. Continue with the text check-ins. Mixer driver Shane checking in from Sundance Mountain Resort, plowing as fast as I can.
Oh, Mixer driver Shane posted a great picture yesterday. He's been taking our Radio from Hell mug on a tour, and he had it with chicken fried steak yesterday.
Ah.
I've had it with chicken fried steak, too.
All right. Sketchy Blake of Walnut Creek, California, checking in, wrapping up annual reviews and bonuses for my team today. Let's see. Mishak of Erta checking in. Roads are good coming in and on the west side. Headed up skiing. I'll let you know how the canyon is when I get up there.
Okay.
Bus driver Troy checking in. Right wing Wade. Sid wants to know, is there anything that Joe is bad at?
No.
He doesn't listen. You can be honest.
I know. I have yet to find fault with that man.
All right.
And the times I've been around him, that's what I think too.
And you're easily finding fault in people all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he's cordial. He appears to be interested when I speak. He's friendly. He has interesting things to talk about.
He's pretty perfect.
He's trustworthy, loyal, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
He was an Eagle Scout.
He was an Eagle
Scout.
I was going to say, I know. You've mentioned that before. He was an Eagle Scout.
Mike in Nashville checking in. I don't know why my partner married me either.
Yep.
Corey in Ogden, IRS employee, former remote worker.
Oh.
Got my return to office email last night.
Well, at least you still have a job, I guess.
Here's
For
the best.
now.
No, here's the best part. The workspace I was assigned to doesn't exist in the building map.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
This is the Office of Efficiency. That's
Exactly.
Happy Alamo Day to Raul Montemayor.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Ron the Carpenter is on board. Johnny B checking in. Cardboard Chris, Perry City listener. Alex the chemist. Teacher Casey here. Let's see. Kilroy was here checking in from the most pleasant of groves. Woodworker Willie, Troy of Riverton, Tristan from the most west of Jordans. Let's see. Ella the nanny, pipe and wire guy checking in from Stansbury Park. I learned more about the Alamo from Deep Space Nine than I did in school. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How did they do an episode about the Alamo on Deep Space Nine?
It was a time travel episode.
Oh.
Let's see. It was a holodeck.
Holodeck.
It was, probably that wild couple, Miles and Dr. Bashir.
Yeah.
Everyone was standing them in the holodeck being at the Alamo. All right. Traffic, please, Gina.
Well, we've got weather this morning, which means we'll probably have more issues than usual. Emergency crews are blocking all lanes northbound I-15 to the SR-92 exit in Lehigh. There's an accident there. Chains or four-wheel drive required for Big Cottonwood Canyon. Little Cottonwood is closed for avalanche control with no estimate of when it may reopen. Mishak, I don't know where you're going skiing, but plan I hope you're going to Solitude or Brighton or something because Little Cottonwood is closed.
All right.
Before
yes.
we go to break, and you tell people about Frank Christ, I think we should mention Mill Creek Coffee. Mill Creek Coffee, always delicious.
I got to get mine out.
And I've got a full pot of it here next to my microphone, and I'm going to sip my Mill Creek Coffee now.
All right. We will take a break. We'll be back after some messages and a song. The song will be on vinyl, and it's an If You Know, You Know song as well. Stand by for that. Right after that, it's Big Boy News, and then Frank Christ Presents, the Dead Celebrity Game. Will explain how to play, what you'll win, coming up.
You're not going to be here tomorrow, right? Or Monday, right?
No, it is spring break next week.
I didn't know you were in school.
Well, the kids are.
Oh.
They're out of school.
And what are you doing?
We thought it would be a good opportunity to go visit Festus.
Oh,
Jacksonville.
Well, but we're not going to. Well,
yeah, Florida.
so
you're
we
going to
thought,
meet somewhere?
We thought, how can we visit Festus without actually going to Jacksonville?
Going to Florida.
Festus being Gina's son, who was in the Navy.
He's in the Navy, and he's stationed at the Mayport Naval Station in Jacksonville.
So is he going to meet you somewhere?
So 2 hours north of Jacksonville is a lovely place. I understand. I've never been there.
I have.
Savannah, Georgia.
Yep.
It's not far away.
It's
Yeah, but
old South.
but it's-
It is
but it's
old
Georgia, though.
South.
But
It's really it's a beautiful place. A lot of good food. There's this place, I think it's called the Riverfront Walk or something like that.
It's the historic river district.
Yeah, and
which is
it's-
where we're staying.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
beautiful. Beautiful.
And I was looking at the 10-day forecast. Now the 10-day forecast for here
Is the usual.
More of the same.
is more of the same.
Yeah.
Highs in the 40s and rain snow mix off and on all week long. But then I look at Savannah,
Yes.
76, 84.
Unfortunately, though,
79.
unfortunately though, you will find it very muggy. It's humid.
Humid.
Very humid.
I don't care.
But you might see fireflies. That's cool too.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
care.
Well, have a good
and,
time.
And the kids said, "So what are we doing there?"
Tell them there's a theme park there.
Yeah.
There
I-
isn't, but
And I said, "We're going to relax and check stuff out,"
good.
Check stuff out.
which means we're going to walk around.
It's a history
and,
tour.
But I told them, I'm like, "Look, there's a pool at the hotel. You can go to the pool every day.
It'll be nice.
It'll be
Yeah.
it'll be nice."
Of course, tomorrow is April Fool's Day,
Yes.
and you find this now. I just happen to find this from Reader's Digest, which I didn't even know was still around. It says, "A trusted friend in a complicated world. 56 pranks you can pull on people on April Fool's Day."
56?
Yeah. Now, I'm telling you, I'm not going to read all of them, obviously, but if you did any of these things, you're a jerk. You're a turd.
Your friends will not like this.
Here's one called Coffee Talk. If you know somebody who drinks coffee and they put sugar in it, sneak salt in the sugar
No,
bowl.
don't do that.
So that when they put the salt in their coffee. Wouldn't that be funny?
No.
How about peanut butter and jelly, or peanut butter and laughs, it says here. Get some crunchy peanut butter and surreptitiously smear it on somebody's shoe, because you know what it'll look like, you know what? Dog poo. It'll look like
No.
dog. Wouldn't that be funny? Bug alert. Put out a sign that says this property infested with bugs, and then put it on your front door. Soapy shower. Unscrew your shower head. Unscrew the shower head and put in a bouillon cube so that your family member takes a shower that smells
No.
increasingly like chicken. Why would you do these things? What a horrible thing to do.
It's the worst holiday.
Here's one called Bad Wrap. Completely wrap a loved one's car in saran wrap.
Oh, I hate that
And
one.
then shoot silly string all over it.
Silly string.
Yeah.
Silly string makes everything better.
Gross out. Pretend that you're going to the bathroom and call your kid asking for toilet paper. When they come into the bathroom to hand you the toilet paper, accidentally smear melted chocolate on their
No.
hand when they pass you the
No.
roll.
No.
April Fool's Day.
I'm so glad we don't have to work tomorrow, that April Fool's Day is on
Well,
a Saturday.
I'll warn you
So-
now. Next year, it's on a Monday. And I have something prepared.
Already?
Yes.
For next year?
I've had this prepared for 2 years.
Okay. Really? Okay.
I'm just waiting for April Fool's Day.
It's a prank?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the day off then. I'm going to ask for it now. I'm going into work day right now.
Oh, you're going to be in on it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, there are 56. There are 56 here. I just please don't do any of these things.
Here's a texter. Yes, thank you, friend, for,
Yeah.
for ruining my coffee and wasting my money.
No.
Yeah.
You better buy the coffee for him.
Pull the old switcheroo on a bathroom toilet paper roll, replacing it with a large roll of white duct tape. You see?
No.
Now, Katie doesn't like April 1st because it's the anniversary of the car accident that
That's
totaled her Rogue 4 years now.
Mm.
So,
And today...
Oh, no, wait. Now, are we still... Is our contract run out before next April?
No.
No, because
We'll still be here?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And
was gonna
today,
say.
just on a serious note, today, March 31st, it was my mother's birthday.
Oh,
yes.
Nola.
Yeah, Nola's birthday. And I remember her fondly almost every day anyway. But,
Yeah, but
and,
especially.
and she died like March 12th, I think it was,
Ah.
something like that. And I went up to the Ogden Cemetery and said, hey,
Hey, Mom.
on March 12th.
April 1st is the holiday for every person you know who is passive-aggressive. Yeah. If you're going to Savannah, check out the baseball team Bananas.
Oh, okay.
Total different kind of game. It's on my bucket list.
Gina doesn't care for bananas.
Yeah.
But we like to go to a baseball game.
April Fools, my brother put bouillon cubes inside of my shower head.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked about
that's
that
just
one.
the one I read.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Get a whoopee cushion. These are from the Reader's Digest. I can't believe it. How about, let's see, you want one more here?
Sure.
One more.
Honk. Write on a large piece of paper, honk at me. Tape the sign to the back of your friend's car. So that they don't know it there, and they'll wonder why everybody's honking at them all the time. You see?
Yeah.
You see? It'll be funny.
Okay.
Might cause an accident even. That'd be
It
even funnier.
Sounds like a day to stay in bed. That's
Yeah.
what it's.
Yeah.
Just avoid
Yeah.
the possibility of any of these things happening.
All right. There's a bit of vinyl there. Because, and it's an on this day.
Okay.
It's an if you know, you know.
Oh,
and
all of those things.
And an on this day.
Okay.
It is on this day in 1981, New Order released their debut single, Ceremony. The song and B-side were written and recorded as Joy Division prior to the death of Ian Curtis. Both were re-recorded and carried over to Joy Division's reformation under the name New Order. All right, there you go. Oh, sorry. There we go. got it taken care of. Let's see, 6:41. We got big boy news right now. Right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You will win.
A double prize. Salt Lake Home and Garden Show 4-pack of tickets. That's happening March 7th through the 9th at Mountain America Expo Center. And Alabama Shakes tickets Friday, August 22nd at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
I understand that the Alabama Shakes crowd, big gardeners.
Well, that's why
as well.
I paired those
Yeah.
together. It makes sense.
All right. So you get all of that just by playing Frank Christ Presents right after this big boy news. So call, line up now, 877-602-9696. The sooner you get in line, the better. You play, you win. Frank Christ Presents coming up. Big boy news now, brought to you by
Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Well,
in the latest episode of a podcast that she does called After Dinner Thinks with Ann Wilson. After Dinner Thinks
okay.
with Ann Wilson. Heart singer Ann Wilson addressed the fact that she's been performing while sitting in a wheelchair during the first few shows of the 2025 North American leg of the band's Royal Flush Tour. She says, I think some people thought I was in that wheelchair because of cancer, which I just kicked its ass, and I'm nice and clear now. It's not about cancer. You know, it's so just to remember the name of that podcast,
All right.
After Dinner Thinks.
Yeah.
I'm guessing she's in the wheelchair because she's just too heavy to stand up. That's what I think.
They're in town Saturday.
She says, it's about me being a klutz. I missed a step and fell into a parking lot, and I busted my elbow in 3 places.
Ooh.
So you have to sit in a wheelchair if you busted your elbow. It's all pinned together, she said. But she said, I'm perfectly fine, though. It's just that I don't have the use of my left arm right now.
Little things.
Yeah, it's a little thing.
Yeah.
All right. So they're in town. When are they in here?
Saturday.
Saturday. Where are they playing?
The Maverick Center.
Okay. Well, before they were identified by their own department as encouraging a rookie to cut into a homeless man's body, 2 Salt Lake City police officers were sued in other cases involving people experiencing homelessness. In a complaint filed last summer, former officer Mark Keep is accused alongside 3 of his colleagues of using body weight to hold a handcuffed man down on his stomach until he stopped breathing and died. A separate case alleged that Mullinax and his partner, so that's not very good writing because they haven't referenced Mullinax until just now. Mullinax and his partner broke a homeless woman's leg during a struggle to get her handcuffed. The leg later had to be amputated.
Ugh.
We see this repeated pattern within the homeless community, said Wendy Garvin, executive director of Unsheltered Utah, in an interview with Fox News. It's just shocking to think that people who already have so few protections would then be targeted by people with so much power. The rookie officer who used a box cutter to slice through blisters on 47-year-old Jason Lloyd's skin, now Jason Lloyd was deceased at the time, but was taking his directions from Mullinax and Keep in what one document referred to as a type of hazing. The department found that Mr. Mullinax, Officer Mullinax, violated 4 department policies that day, for which he received a 3-day suspension.
That's it?
Yeah, well, he violated 4 department policies. One is encouraging people to cut into blisters with a box cutter. The other one is standing around and laughing about it. The other one is, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. Keep violated 8 department policies, and he decided to resign in lieu of discipline. When we see the same officers dishing it out over and over again, it tells me there's a culture within the Salt Lake City PD that must be addressed and changed, Garvin said, of those officers' involvement in other incidents with people experiencing homelessness. So there have been some lawsuits filed against these officers and in other cases. So we'll see where all of that goes. I don't understand why apparently the guy who resigned, that was Keep, as I recall, he could have stayed on. He just would have been disciplined, and he didn't want that, so he resigned. I think they both should have just been fired. On the heels of President Trump's address to Congress, Salt Lake City's NAACP branch president told Fox 13 News about her concerns with the current administration and why she has taken those concerns to Governor Spencer Cox. In the letter dated last week to the governor, Janetta Williams headlined the note with, "Governor Cox's true colors have emerged with his support of President Trump's agenda."
Mm-hmm.
In the letter, she mentioned the governor having signed the bill to ban public sector collective bargaining. She also wrote that the governor's immigration policies disproportionately harm children and families, making them fearful to go to churches and schools due to harassment and bullying. Additionally, she said Governor Cox has failed to support Utah's federal employees and has not stood up to the president after those layoffs, which affect many workers here in the state. What would make me feel better would be for him to say, let's sit down and talk about these issues. Let's talk, have both sides come together, instead of having him just one-sided on everything and disregard the feelings of other people, said Ms. Williams. As I mentioned before, to be the governor for the entire state and not just the governor for a few. Williams, other items of note that the letter included minimum wage and DEI initiatives. Williams said Cox has not said anything about minimum wage. She argues that $7.25 an hour needs to be raised to a guaranteed living wage.
Yes.
Donald Trump gave his speech the other night, and what the Democrats, they really stood up to him.
They stuck it to him.
A bunch of them wore pink,
Yeah.
and some of them held up auction paddles with words that you couldn't read on them.
So ineffective.
Way to go, Democrats!
And limp-wristed.
Way to
It's
stand.
just-
The only Democrat that did anything was Representative Al Green, who stood up and said, you don't have a mandate. You do not. And they threw him out.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Democrats had any spine at all of them would have gotten up and followed him out.
Yes.
But they could. I have no idea why they didn't do that.
And now they want to censure Al Green for doing that.
Yeah.
To which I say, I've got footage of Marjorie Taylor Greene
And Lauren
catcalling,
Boebert,
Lauren
Yelling all the
Boebert
time.
catcalling, and then the guy yelling "You lie" at Obama.
Yeah, all the time.
Let's censure them.
But it's of course, a censure. You know what a censure is? You did a bad thing.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
what
do
it
anything.
doesn't. President Trump is expected to take the extraordinary step this week of directing his education secretary, Linda McMahon, who is a billionaire, by the way, a billionaire.
They're all billionaires. Everybody in his cabinet.
A billionaire from Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment. Well, she expected to take the extraordinary step of directing her to begin dismantling the Department of Education. A draft of the executive order calls on her to facilitate a department closure by taking all necessary steps permitted by law. Such a move would require congressional approval. Any proposed legislation would likely fail without 60 Senate votes. McMahon has previously acknowledged she would need Congress to carry out the president's vision to close the department that she has been tapped to lead. So powerful storms, this is bizarre, that have killed 2 people in Mississippi, ripped roofs off buildings in Oklahoma, charged across the nation, threatening more communities yesterday in the central to eastern United States with wide-ranging and calamitous weather. Meanwhile, forecasters warned that a Pacific storm was expected to bring widespread rain and mountain snow across California and across Utah into Friday. There was a tornado watch issued Wednesday for parts of North and South Carolina in the early afternoon. Tornado warnings were issued in Florida and South Carolina on Wednesday. Let's see. Vladimir Zelensky has actually made a proposal to maybe start moving toward peace and end the war, trying to assure the Trump administration that his government is dedicated to peace. Our meeting in Washington at the White House on Friday did not go the way it was supposed to, said Zelensky. It is regrettable it happened that way. It is time to make things right. The Ukrainian leader said he was ready to release Russian prisoners of war, and they have a lot of them, stop long-range drone and missile strikes aimed at Russian targets, and declare a truce at sea immediately. moves that he said would help establish a pathway to peace. Only, however, of course, if Russia will do the same.
Okay, that seems fair.
Zelensky's proposal seemed clearly designed to shift the burden for ending the war onto Russia, which launched its invasion there 3 years ago. The White House has claimed that the Ukrainian leader is the main obstacle to peace.
It is not the case. That is Russia started this whole thing. And they could end it if they'd leave.
And let's see, I got time for one more here.
Quickly.
The California Highway Patrol entered into an extremely low-speed pursuit when an opossum was found trying to cross the upper deck of the Bay Bridge at San Francisco. San Francisco area California Highway Patrol said an officer responded to a call about an opossum on the bridge and was able to locate the animal near Treasure Island. The officer located the possum. An extremely low-speed pursuit was initiated as the possum failed to yield to Officer Pack's directions. The opossum continued westbound in its attempt to evade, even attempting to turn around and escape by going the wrong way against traffic.
What?
A whole bunch of people joined the chase, but the furry opossum friend was safely detained and removed from the dangerous location. So there you go.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
Oh, well, the Jazz successfully tanked last night against the worst team, the Washington Wizards.
Excellent.
125-122. They play the Raptors tomorrow at 5:30. Got the Utah Hockey Club on the road at Detroit playing the Red Wings at 5 o'clock. And we've got the Big 12 tournament starting for the Lady Utes. They're ranked number 6, and they play Texas Tech. That's today at 7 o'clock. Weather. Well, here it is. We have rain everywhere. We've got a 100% chance of precipitation today. That's rain down in the valleys, snow up in the mountains. Quite a bit, actually. So much so that we have Little Cottonwood Canyon closed due to avalanche mitigation, and they have no estimated time of opening. They say, please don't block the neighborhood access while waiting. Expect heavy uphill delays today. For Big Cottonwood Canyon, it is open, but you do need your traction devices. Those are in effect. Good news is I don't have any accidents to tell you about. Maybe you see something that friends of the program need to be aware of. You can text us at 33986.
Ooh. Frank, Chris, good morning.
Did you just get a shiver, Bill?
I did.
That was a shiver sound in your voice.
I'm terribly sorry.
That's all right. It's all right.
Sometimes people appreciate that.
Frank, well, it lets me know I'm still alive.
I go to Arizona all the time, and they appreciate it.
Frank Christ has joined us. He is the Grim Reaper of celebrity souls, which is his curse. It's his job, but it's his curse because he loves them.
I love our precious celebrities, don't you?
Yes,
I do.
Each and every one of them. I can't think of a celebrity, Kid Rock, that I don't love.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I can't think of a celebrity, Kid Rock, that I don't love.
Oh. Well, okay.
Frank, it's his he's a Grim Reaper, as you would expect, a skeletal figure, wearing the robe, having a scythe, but it's his job to, when a celebrity dies, to go and collect the celebrity, the essence of the celebrity, and take them to the, what do you call it, the distribution
center?
Yeah, and you don't know where they go after that, right?
No, that's above my pay grade. That's more of a divine decision. It's hell. It's 99% of the
unofficially
time it's hell.
Frank joins us to play the gruesome and macabre game we call Frank Chris Presents.
That's fine. They're just fine.
He's given me a list of 4 actors. 3 of the actors on this list are, in fact,
they're just fine.
At least at last report. But one of them Frank has taken, and it is the contestant's job to identify the dead celebrity. And who do we have here?
We have Melissa on the phone.
All right, now let's see what happens. Melissa, can you hear me?
Nope.
Nope.
She cannot hear
Hello?
you.
Hi, Melissa, can you hear me?
Yes,
Nope.
I can hear Gina and Carrie.
Okay, thank you for being clear
Now
about that.
see if you can hear
Melissa.
Bill.
Yeah.
Melissa, can you hear me?
No, sorry, no Bill.
Okay, no Bill.
Okay.
I can't hear Melissa either.
Okay.
Oh, you can't? Oh.
Well,
Let me try.
While we're
You can
trying
hear
this,
Melissa now.
let me tell you what the prize is. You can win, Melissa. Check out Salt Lake Home and Garden Show March 7th through the 9th at Mountain America Expo Center. We also have tickets to see Alabama Shakes Friday, August 22nd at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. whether we're able to play the game or not, Melissa, you are going to win these prizes. So don't go anywhere.
Now, should I try again?
Okay,
Melissa?
thank you.
Can you hear me, Melissa?
And I didn't get to say I'm
No.
fine. I'm just fine.
She can't hear you.
Melissa's
So she can't hear
fine, but we are not fine.
Well, how should we proceed then?
Well, I just think we give her the tickets and go away.
I did all this work.
Well, here's what we're gonna do, Bill. We're gonna put Melissa on hold.
Wait, can
Wait.
Melissa hear Bill now?
Can you hear me, Melissa?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
Okay.
Well,
I don't know what we did.
everything, and I can hear you guys and the music. It's a miracle. Frank, you did this.
Oh, don't blame me.
All right.
It's all your producer, Katie.
Melissa, identify the dead celebrity on this list and you'll win the prize, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Because it is, I forget what it is. These are actors who are in movies set in hospitals, okay? Number one, Vincent Pastore. He was Salvatore Big Pussy Bon Pensionero on HBO series The Sopranos. He began with small parts in films like Goodfellas, Carlito's Way. He was a mobster in most of the movies he was in, including Riding in Cars with Boys, Witness to the Mob, Deuces Wild, and Maid Mafia. He played a patient in Awakenings, which was set in a hospital. Number one, Vincent Pastore. Number two, David Caruso, best known for his roles as Detective Kelly on NYPD Blue and Lieutenant Horatio Crane on CSI Miami. He appeared in the feature film An Officer and a Gentleman, First Blood, Twins, King of New York, Kiss of Death, and Proof of Life. He was in a movie called Session 9, a movie that takes place in an abandoned mental institution. Number two, David Caruso. Number three is Robert Patrick. After playing a supporting role in Die Hard 2, he played the T-1000, the antagonist of Terminator 2 Judgment Day. His other film credits include Fire in the Sky, Striptease, Copland, Spy Kids, and Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. He played a doctor in the horror film Autopsy. That's number three, Robert Patrick. And finally, Barnard Hughes. He appeared in films like Midnight Cowboy, Where's Papa, Tron, and Lost Boys. He was the central character in three TV sitcoms, Doc, Mr. Merlin, and another one. Oh, The Kavanaughs, that's what it was called. He was in a movie called The Hospital. Number four, Barnard Hughes. All right, which one is dead?
Boy, I don't know. I'm going to guess number 4.
You're a good guess. That's a really good guess. Barnard, he was always old.
He was
always old.
Oh, when he was 25, he looked 80.
Yeah, in any movie you saw him in, he looked old.
That's right.
But he died in 2006 at the age of 90. Congratulations, you won the tickets.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and I'm glad you said thank you, and I'm glad you can hear me.
All these things
Yes,
are good.
good to hear you.
All right, hang on.
Oh, Frank, are you exhausted?
I am exhausted.
I know I am.
How do you people do this every day?
I don't know.
All right, well, I've got to go check on Kiki D.
Don't go breaking her heart, Frank, by
Well,
taking her to...
her heart is 78 after all.
Yeah.
She's going to have the Reaper in her. She's got the Reaper in her. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
A friend of the program says 5 billion people are trying to get up Big Cottonwood Canyon.
Well, I doubt that.
UDOT is asking, please don't block neighborhood access while waiting to get up the canyon. I don't know what else you do because there's nowhere else to wait there.
Yeah.
So there has to be a better way, but we haven't figured it out yet. Little Cottonwood Canyon still closed due to avalanche mitigation. No estimated time of opening for that. If you're sitting there at the mouth of the canyon waiting, you text us and let us know, 33986.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to take a break here, and then we will have for you some geek news and boner of the day. All coming up. Stand by for that.
X96 plays over 40 years of alternative music.
Well, the Republicans are really after me.
Me too. I'm getting him too.
Well, are you getting this? Again,
They want me to run for office?
This is the third time they've sent me a text.
Really?
Utah Republican Chairman Rob Axon here, it says, Our party needs your help.
Mm-hmm.
No Republican has filed a run against Democrat incumbent Jen Daly-Prevost for the state house. January 8th at 5 p.m. is the deadline to file at the Salt Lake County Clerk's office, and we cannot let the Democrat run unopposed.
Mm-hmm.
Will you answer the call and serve? See the district map here.
I got it for Brian King.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A GOP chairman, Rob Axon, says, our party needs your help. Me, Gina Barberi. Brian King is not running again, and no Republican has filed to run for the open seat in State House District 23.
It seems that I think I also got something from the Democrat, Jen Daly-Prevost, saying, I can't find it now, saying that she would really appreciate my financial support. Now, I don't know why.
Okay, that's
Well,
different.
you're a registered Republican. Why would...
I don't know. I don't know why she would send that to me. I'm not giving her any money. I'm a Republican.
Did you see there's a woman and a Democrat that's filed to run for Mitt Romney's seat yesterday?
I didn't see that.
Yes.
She's, let me find that.
And so did anybody file to run against Jen Daly-Prevost?
Oh. Let's see.
Now, as registered Republicans, don't we get to vote in this upcoming thing?
Yeah, they're having...
Or do we have to go somewhere?
We might have to go somewhere, so I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
It's a presidential preference poll or something.
Yeah.
World-renowned ski mountaineer, environmental activist running for Utah's open Senate seat. Her name's Caroline Gleich. I should probably figure out how to say that. She's running for Mitt Romney's seat.
Yeah, I did see that. And she's a Democrat?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
She got my vote.
Well,
I don't need to know anything.
well, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm a Republican. I can't vote for her.
Sure. No, Bill, you can.
You can.
See, in this state, you have to be a registered Republican to vote in the Republican primaries and things, but Democrats will take anybody. You don't have to be a registered Democrat.
And that's why I'm a Republican, because I'm picky.
And today's the last day you can register as a Republican to vote
I think it was... Oh, yeah, today is the last day.
day.
Yeah, today. If you have a mind to register. I was thinking of changing back to Democrat, but I just didn't want to go. I lost the paper that said how to do it, and so so I don't care. I mean, it doesn't make a whole never mind of difference, really.
It does make a difference because you can vote in primaries. If you would like a say in who wins office here in the state of Utah, you have to be a registered Republican.
Gina, the Republicans that I would vote for, which I did, are too liberal in the Republican Party to ever win.
Well,
it doesn't make a difference.
Well, the GOP is now all extremists. There is no, what I keep hearing, mainstream Republicans. That term doesn't apply anymore.
That's why I want to go back I think I should go back to being a Democrat and just fight the good fight.
All of the mainstream Republicans are quitting or retiring Mitt Romney, you know?
I don't know how this presidential, I think it's in March, the Republican
presidential preference,
whatever that is. I don't know if you have to go somewhere or... We'll find out.
It says here, so you can switch back to Democrat. The Republican Party will not primary this year. They have decided to do voting in the caucuses, so you can't vote against Trump in the primary.
Because they know not everyone will show up to the caucuses. Because people are...
Yeah, it's only the extremists.
Yeah.
Or no, excuse me, the Republicans that will go out.
Well, I think I can. I think you can call the office and change your party affiliation over the phone.
You just go to vote.utah.gov and it's all there. It's easy.
All right.
986.
Yes.
Beth in Springville is a fan of reality television in Springville. Of
Springville.
this show in Springville.
Okay.
Springville.
Springville. All right. Geek News brought to you by...
Find the perfect gift for every occasion at Cabin Fever. From board games, playing cards, hobbies, located in Trolley Square, it's Cabin Fever.
All right, Gina, I turn your attention to Kevin Bacon.
Oh, I'm listening. My old friend, Kevin Bacon.
Allow me to turn your attention to Kevin Bacon. Here's a little something for you to look at today. It's the official trailer for the Prime Video series, The Bondsman, which he stars in.
Did you die?
Male enforcement, come out with your hands up.
Kevin Bacon gets shot and his throat slit.
Yeah, I think maybe I did.
And he finds out that he is dead.
Halloran, come hear about your new job orientation.
She knows things, Hub, about how you
Died and went to hell.
Kevin Bacon returns from the dead to hunt demonic criminals in the trailer for The Bondsman.
I'm in.
Yep.
That's all I
Do
need.
you think it's silly, Mr. Halloran?
What job, lady?
So in Bondsman, Bacon plays Hub Halloran. A
Let
murder...
me guess.
Huh?
I want to guess.
Okay.
He's a bounty hunter for Satan.
Yeah, he's a murdered bounty hunter whose second chance at life was him trying to recapture escaped demons in hell after being resurrected by the devil.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so he's not a ghost. He's alive again.
Yeah, I kind of picked that up in the trailer.
Yeah. If you fail to process any demons assigned to you, you will be terminated.
Oh.
You'll see, hopefully.
There you go.
Okay.
So, it looks interesting. It debuts April 3rd on Prime Video. Blumhouse is
Oh,
involved.
they
so
know what they're doing.
they know their horror.
I need to tell you something about your pastor.
I hope he's feeling
Hello?
better this morning.
There we go. So anyway, Hub Halloran is the character, Kevin Bacon.
Okay, I'll watch.
Anyway, The Bondsman. So you can go and watch that today. Let's see. The next trailer that we have for you to watch is a show I've told you about before. This is a movie by the Russo brothers called The Electric State. And let's see.
15 grand.
Is it loaded?
Yes, sir.
Well, then I'll pay the tip. What's wrong with you?
Took your freaking time, didn't you?
Cool your jets.
Oh, it's Chris Pratt.
That's Chris Pratt.
Hey, you.
It's a hauntingly dystopian vision
A Cosmo
of the future
Okay.
with the robots.
Are you telling me that my breakthrough broke out?
This bot knows where to find my brother. I want him back.
So it's in the future where there's been like wars and all this, but the robots, like at Disneyland, the animatronics, have gained sentience and are walking around. And there are regular size ones, and then there are very, very, very big ones.
Okay.
So the deal is that we're trying to find little Miss Flat Earther Bobby Brown's brother.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown. That's right. And so this is the latest trailer.
What's the name of that one again?
It's called The Electric States. But now it's kind of stark and dystopian and all that. So how do you lighten it up? I guess with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Really?
What?
Yeah. Because all the trailers that they've released for this have been very serious, and then this one is a little bit crazier, and it has Marky Mark and the Funky.
Robots helping humans.
I know. It's nuts.
Anyway, so there you go. That will be out March 14th.
Is Chris Pratt still a box office thing, or?
Well, we'll find out. I
mean, I think he seems to, in my mind, he seems to have sort of faded from popularity.
He has a little bit. He is like the least popular Chris. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see. We've also got, well, you can look at that trailer on your own later. Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. It was in theaters for like a week. It's on your Max now.
Animated.
You can watch that if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. And finally this, the popcorn box dilemma.
What?
What's the dilemma?
Well, here's the dilemma: is that I've vowed to stop buying things, right?
Yeah.
But I love Jawas.
Oh, x96.com/live.
And you can see these are two new. Now, there's a Tauntaun and a Jawa. The Tauntaun is actually a drink receptacle.
You mean a cup?
It's a cup, yeah.
Yeah.
The oh, no, it is a popcorn bucket. Oh, okay, I read that wrong. I thought it was a drink receptacle. It'll be available April 8th.
He's cute.
At beverage carts inside Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge. And here's the problem. I love Jawas. And the Jawa is a cup. It's not a popcorn bucket. The Jawa Sipper will be released May 4th.
Don't you want to put booze in that?
That's my nickname for a while.
The Jawas?
Jawa Sipper.
Yeah. May 4th at Galactic Grill, the Disneyland Hotels, the Coffee House across from Trader Sam's, and Disney's Grand Californian Hotel's Great Hall Cart in the lobby.
I think you have to do it. I know you're trying to not buy things, but
They're kind of cute. I just tuned in to look at them.
Yeah, they're adorable, all right.
Yeah?
I love Jawas. No, I can't have any more stuff. I got to stop buying stuff. All right. Traffic, Gina.
A big pothole, I-15 northbound near 650 North in Clearfield. According to police scanners, at least half a dozen vehicles have had tire problems after hitting that hole. So that means avoid that, and it probably means they're going to be closing it off and hopefully trying to fill it, it looks like. Crash northbound I-15, top of the on-ramp from 2100 North in Lehigh, right lane and shoulder are blocked. And if you're sitting there waiting at the bottom of the canyon to go skiing, the Little Cottonwood Canyon, I believe, is still closed due to avalanche mitigation. Big Cottonwood Canyon, there's just a long line of people trying to get up there. If you're stuck in that, I'd appreciate a text and letting me know if that's started moving at all. Also, Kevin Bacon and his brother are going to be playing a concert in Wendover next month. Thank you, friends of the program, keeping us updated on all of the important information.
If you want to text Gina, the number is 33986.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
So we got boners coming up.
Boners, yes.
Here are your candidates. Number one, no doubt about it, J.D. Vance is just a weasel.
Total.
Boner candidate number two, well, this is the only logical way to get your football kid more playing time. And boner candidate number three, this will be hilarious.
All right, boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages and a song. The song is on vinyl, by the way, and it's an On This Day. Stand by for that.
X90.
You're all prepared.
Normally, so we'll explain what we do. Hear that?
Barely.
That's hair clippers. They're quiet.
Yeah. Okay. Those are nice. Todd is a football referee.
I do high school football. I've been officiating football since I started. It was in the year 1991. And I do high school varsity and even sub-varsity games. And, you know, we like to look professional. When we arrive to the game, we want to, because you meet, you're bumping into the principal and both of the coaches. This is before you're in your referee costume, right? So you're just there.
I'm glad you called it a costume.
Sure. And so you meet them, and this is what they tell us: is they be professional. So you look, dress business casual. You just don't want to show up in sweats and flip flops because you look like an idiot. You take this serious. These coaches and kids put a ton of work into this, and we want to give them our very best effort to be professional in every manner. Now, none of the people at the high school activities associations have ever said, Todd, you got to cut your hair. But I'm doing it. I do it every year for two reasons.
Now, ordinarily, for those who've never seen you before, your hair is a mohawk, and it's usually a vibrant color.
Some kind of color, yes.
Blue or
today
pink
it's
or something.
Very faded blue because I've, knowing that I'm going to trim it, I've stopped caring. But yeah, we like blue, we like pink, and I like to have the mohawk because, I don't know, I can't grow up. But for football season, I like to get rid of it so I don't look like an idiot. This is about the kids. I want the kids to have center stage and the spotlight. I get the spotlight right now. My whole life is that. And another thing, it's a lot of maintenance.
Well, there's that.
I like just, because, you go to the school, you do the game, you got to get dressed and then take a shower. I just like not having hair. Just buzz it all off because for 3 months, I have no maintenance at all. It's great.
I mean, were I not someone who does not know you, were I someone who does not know you, is what I'm trying to say. Is I would tell you, you're wearing a hat. You'll be fine. No one will see it.
True, but except for the first part where you walk into the school at first and you meet the coach, the athletic director, the principal's usually there.
Okay.
And you just never want, you want to be as under the radar as possible. Show up, be efficient, professional, and then you don't want them to even remember you were there.
Well,
so
here we go.
This is quite a landmark. The blue mohawk. They'll remember. Oh, it's that damn guy with the blue mohawk.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You want to just be another balding 50-year-old.
All right. So how are we going to do this?
Well, I brought the clippers, and I guess Gina's not here yet.
Gina's not here, so she's going to.
So should I? Because we're going to put this on video. Should I come over to where you are, Carrie?
What do you think, Director? Katie? Where would be a good place for you to be?
Over with Carrie?
Over here. Stand right here.
All right. I'm going to take my headphones. Is there a microphone nearby for me?
I'll bring this one over to you.
Spin this one around, actually.
Actually, you can. Let me get my iced coffee.
Yeah, you don't want hair
in my
hair
iced
stubble
coffee now.
in your beverage there.
My delicious Mill Creek iced coffee. All right, there we go.
I mean, you could leave a little bit for Gina when she gets back if you want. But
I think she's going to be happy that you've taken care of this.
She doesn't want to touch other people's hair.
And I'm not. Am I going to do this?
No, I mean, no. You just
no. You better do it.
No, you're doing it. I don't want. I need. This is.
I don't feel comfortable.
It's fine. Don't go like really fast because I don't know how sharp those things are. But turn them on.
That's what I'm worried about. Okay.
And then just.
Do we go?
Any whichever.
Okay.
Ah, gee! I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You getting it? Yeah.
I'm not liking back to front. We have to go front to back. We're going against the grain.
Wait, what are you doing? I thought we were just cutting my hair. Hey-o.
Yeah, we're going against the grain. It's not working.
Just nice and slow. There you go. Look at that. God, there's going to be hair all over the floor in here.
We got a Roomba, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, there we go.
You want me to grab?
Yeah, grab.
Oh, God.
There it is.
Look at that. It took me months. Look, it's all over my microphone now.
That's Bill's mic. He's going to be very upset.
Oh, that's fine.
Just leave it for him.
So far, most of the hair is going into the garbage can. And there we go. Oh, look at that. Katie has a vacuum.
There we go.
God bless you, Katie. You're prepared for this kind of tomfoolery.
Oh, boy.
You get it there, Carrie?
Yes, I am. And you're cleaning it up after this.
Yeah, I'm not going to get it totally clean, I don't think.
Here, let me.
I'll get it as best as I can there.
Let me just. Katie, am I doing all right? I should have brought a mirror, huh?
Why don't you go into the bathroom and clean yourself up?
I think we're good. Look at that. Now I just look like a guy with male pattern baldness.
There we go.
You know?
That looks good.
I look so
that's better.
Plain. When I do this to myself, I don't even recognize myself.
That's
in the
better.
mirror.
All right.
Day in 1946.
Wow.
46.
Hmm.
Murray Head was born.
That, of course, from a musical called Chess, in which he was a star, and it's a musical about a chess match.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, doesn't seem to provide a lot of excitement to me, but...
Well, you know.
It was a hit.
Let's see, Murray Head is still around, 79, and he goes out and performs.
I guess.
By him, he's a single, like a
solo artist?
He's a solo artist.
It's karaoke.
Yeah, he does. Goes to karaoke.
Essentially, he does karaoke. Yeah. All right. Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, March 6, 2025? We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote, and one of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it. Gotta win it. Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1, there's no doubt about it. J.D. Vance is just a weasel.
Mm-hmm.
J.D. Vance yesterday scrambled to resolve a transatlantic rift as he denied dismissing Britain as a random country that hasn't fought a war in 30 or 40 years.
That's who he was talking about.
The U.S. Vice President desperately attempted to clarify his comments after he sparked a furious backlash among military veterans and MPs from all parties. In widespread anger at Vance's apparent dig at Britain's military history, the American politician was branded shameful and faced calls to apologize. It came after he rubbished Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer's offer of a peacekeeping force. Well, that means he asked all over it. Of a peacekeeping force in Ukraine with British and French boots on the ground. Vance used a Fox News interview to instead pile pressure on Ukraine to sign a minerals deal with the U.S. President Trump. He said, "This was a way better security guarantee than 20,000 troops from some random country that hasn't fought a war in 30 or 40 years."
Oof.
Seething ex-servicemen pointed out that 636 British troops died in Afghanistan and Iraq after the UK allied with the U.S. in military action following the 9/11 terror attacks. Vance was accused of erasing from history the sacrifice of UK personnel in those bloody conflicts, with his remarks labeled deeply disrespectful. Now, Vance later strained to claw back his remarks amid the widespread anger at his intervention. He claimed he hadn't been aiming his barb at Britain or France, who are the only 2 countries to publicly commit to peacekeeping force in Ukraine. Vance has yet to clarify to which nations he might be referring to if it hadn't been Great Britain or France. Boner candidate number 1, no doubt about it, Vance is just a weasel.
Total.
Here's Boner candidate number 2. Well, this is the only logical way to get your football kid more... Excuse me.
Oh. Are you okay?
Yeah, every once in a while, one of them sneaks up on you. A Boner candidate number 2, this is the only logical way to get your football kid more playing time. A crazed Missouri dad has been convicted of shooting a volunteer youth football coach in the back for not giving his young son enough playing time. Darrell Clemens shot married father of 5 Shaquille Lattimore 5 times near a practice field in St. Louis as a group of 9 and 10-year-old kids on the team were playing nearby. He targeted the coach. He was the coach of the St. Louis Bad Boys, in a rage at the amount of playing time that Clemens' son had been getting, the prosecutor said. Now, Clemens and Lattimore were both armed when they started fighting, while the coach handed off his weapon to a friend, telling the dad, "If you want a fist fight, I'll fist fight you." But Mr. Clemens rejected that idea and shot Lattimore 5 times. "I didn't see his gun until it was already too late," Lattimore said, who has since recovered from his injuries. So apparently he was a bad shot. "I ran and he shot me in the back. I fell and he shot me a couple more times." Boner candidate number 2. This is the only logical way to get your football kid more playing time.
Yep.
Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. This will be hilarious.
All right, boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big boy news and innuendo brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, Utah's authentic Jewish deli with expanded hours, now open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., breakfast till 10:30, lunch, dinner, live music Fridays and Saturdays. More information at feldmansdeli.com.
Opossum update.
Oh.
Did I told you the last news about that opossum that they had to keep from being killed on the San Francisco Bridge, and they were herding the possum, and finally they caught the possum, and here's something that I neglected to mention in that story. The opossum was taken to wild care in San Rafael, where personnel discovered that the female was carrying a pouch full of babies that seemed to be unscathed by the incident. We can't say for sure, but there are burns on her tail and feet, which seem to indicate she was probably taking shelter inside of a vehicle's engine bay and likely fell out when she got too hot, or they went over a bump in the roadway, the highway patrol said. But she's going to be fine, and the babies were fine. Well, I couldn't do it. I couldn't nominate him for a boner today because it just would have been... He's nominated too often, and he would have won. Kid Rock urged Democrats to shut up and learn something during President Trump's speech to a joint session of Congress, singling out Representative Ilhan Omar and former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Speaking with Fox News' Jesse Waters, who's the only turd that would interview him.
That's right.
Before the president's address, Kid Rock tore into both Omar and Pelosi after Jesse Waters suggested that those two might attempt to pull some sort of stunt and cause a ruckus during Trump's partisan remarks.
Like Boebert and Green?
I mean, how did that work when Nancy did tore up her little thing, Kid Rock said, alluding to Pelosi tearing up her copy of Trump's State of the Union speech. As for Omar, who is a Muslim, he added, Ilhan Omar is going to walk out? I mean, come on. Just collect your things from your office, put a basket on your head, and walk back to where you came from. That's what I'd say.
And back to where you came from.
And back to where you came from.
Why is anyone talking to Kid Rock about politics anyway?
I don't know. Oh, because it's Jesse Waters. That's why.
Yeah.
It's Jesse Waters.
And AOC didn't go.
No, she stayed home.
I
think that's cringy too.
Yeah, I wish she would have went.
Go and walk out.
And then walked out.
Business leaders can secure a one-on-one meeting with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago for only $5 million.
That's it?
So bribery is okay.
It's a bargain. It's open bribery. With direct knowledge of these meetings at so-called candlelight dinners held as recently as this Saturday.
Nice.
Tell me why Hunter Biden was a bad person.
They have nice linen, too.
Yeah.
Prospective Mar-a-Lago guests were asked to spend $1 million just to reserve a seat, according to an invitation obtained by Wired. You were invited to a candlelight dinner featuring special guest Donald J. Trump. It says it's a super PAC that supported Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. Additional details provided upon RSVP. RSVPs will be accommodated on a first-come, first-served basis. Space is limited. $100,000 per person.
Yeah, Hunter Biden handed his phone to people and said, "Hey, you want to say hi to my dad?" That's what.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's what Hunter.
But
Biden
taking
did.
$5 million from a lobbyist, right in front of everybody, that's different. Okay.
Let's see. Utah's national parks are in big trouble, say the people who used to run them.
Yep.
Visitors will see their experiences diminished by the Trump administration's firings of park staff and the uncertainty around seasonal hires, said 3 former superintendents of Utah National Parks. There will also be more profound impacts on the lands and history the parks preserve, they warned. National parks protect our natural and our cultural heritage. It's hard to understand what's going to happen across the landscape when it comes to wildlife and their migrations or their cultural resources or archaeological sites that could be looted, said Linda Mazzu, who served as superintendent of Bryce Canyon from 2017 to 2021. There's so many resources out there that could be impacted. Visitors to the parks are already saying the bathrooms are dirty, garbage is not being picked up. It's just, it's a mess. It's just an absolute mess.
It's going to get worse.
You remember those 2 dogs that were found abandoned in a cage near Hurricane in southern Utah?
Yeah.
Well, they're on their way to a new home.
Oh,
the
good.
2 male land seers were discovered by hikers in the Quail Creek Reservoir area. Neither of the dogs had collars or microchips and were not able to be identified, and they didn't seem to remember their own names. You know, they called them various dog names, and they didn't respond. But both dogs were found cramped inside of a cage. They were in pretty good shape. They hadn't been at that location for very long. Animals say the dogs, who are now named Loki and Indy, are brothers. They did some DNA testing. No owners found, so the Great Pyrenees Rescue of Hamilton, Montana, has stepped up and will take possession of the dogs and find them a foster or adopted home. 3 piglets that were left to starve to death as part of a shocking art exhibit in Denmark have been stolen and saved from their horrific fate thanks to a 10-year-old girl begging her father to come to their rescue.
This is going to be a movie.
Artist Marco Evaristi opened the And Now You Care exhibit on Sunday in Copenhagen to try and wake up the Danish society to the cruel treatment of factory-farmed pigs in the nation that is one of the world's largest pork exporters. To make his point, the native Chilean constructed a cage of hay and shopping carts, trapping a trio of adorable piglets inside with the express purpose of allowing them to starve to death.
What a hideous thing to do.
And he's calling it, And Now You Care, Don't You? So he's making a good point, but yeah. The
but
tiny
he's being
pigs,
awful cruel.
Yeah, the tiny pigs have been given a second chance at life after the conscience of a friend of the artist, Casper Steffensen, prevailed over the unsavory demonstration. Steffensen said his 10-year-old daughter begged him to make sure the piggies won't die. So the big-hearted dad teamed up with an animal rights group, and they stole the pigs before, and said, this guy's my friend, and he's a good artist, but I can't do this. And they stole the pigs, and their name's Simon, Lucia, and Benjamin, by the way.
Okay.
And they'll be delicious one day.
I'm sure they will. Sports, weather, traffic, or weather and traffic.
We've got 90% chance of precipitation off and on throughout the day today. That's rain down here in the valley and snow up in the mountains. High of 50 today down here in the valley. Overnight low 33. Heard from some friends of the program. Meshach says it's busy at the mouth of the canyon. Once you get past the traction check, it's good roads all the way up to Brighton. Hi, Gina, sitting here at the mouth of Little Cottonwood Canyon. I'm an instructor at Alta. I hope to get there for my private lesson this morning by 9:30. Please thank Carrie for playing ceremony this morning. If you're waiting there at the bottom of the canyon or having trouble anywhere else, you can text us and let us know. There's a big pothole, I-15 northbound, near 650 North in Clearfield. According to police scanners, at least half a dozen vehicles have had tire problems after hitting the hole, so so avoid that, and they're probably going to cordon it off and fix it if it's that big a deal and causing that much trouble. I'll be aware of that. That's traffic.
All right.
Here's boner candidate number 3. This will be hilarious. A few months ago, this is a man who's filing a legal claim against his brother-in-law, and he says, a few months ago we were at a family barbecue. I had a few too many beers, and I fell asleep in a hammock with my shirt off. My brother-in-law, who was apparently completely sober, thought it would be hilarious to fill my belly button with super glue. At some point, I must have touched it, because when I woke up, I had glued partially dried on my belly button and on my finger, and I think his finger was kind of glued to his belly button.
Ew.
The man explained that his insurance policy comes with a $1,000 copay for emergency room visits, but he had to go to the ER anyway. They used a solvent and an ointment to try and remove the glue and everything. He said, I was left with a medical bill of $2,253.
Wow.
And my brother-in-law refuses to pay for it.
Oh, that's terrible.
He says he won't pay for it. I just have to take him to small claims court, and he's suing his brother-in-law for that money. But you got to admit, it's pretty hilarious. No, it isn't. Practical jokes like that are just awful. Boner candidate number 3. This will be hilarious.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Number 1, no doubt about it, J.D. Vance is just a weasel for saying of Great Britain, they're a random country that hasn't fought a war in 30 or 40 years. And then trying to, backtrack on it, which is...
Yeah.
And boner candidate number 2, this is only a logical way to get your football kid more playing time. You shoot the coach in the back. And boner candidate number 3, this will be hilarious.
All right. Let's get to voting. Here we go. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Which one do you think is the worst, 1, 2, or 3? Put that single digit in the message of a text. And then text that to 33986. Pretty easy to do. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, March 6, 2025. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. All right, you've got 300 seconds to get your vote in, so let's go. Now, as soon as we award the boner, our phone lines are going to be open. Have we decided what to do? Hello, yeah, what here? Or?
Yeah, because we hadn't decided our next poll. So hello, yeah,
All right,
what?
so hello, yeah, what coming up? The innovative radio feature where you get to call and talk to us. Maybe. We'll see what happens. All right, 300 seconds. Let's go. Boner of the day.
Yeah.
There was a boy, a very strange and chatty boy.
That boy is Kyle Brown, our son Kyle, who's been with this program since he was, in fact, a very young guy, 15 years old or so. Kyle is, he contributed to the show for many years, and then we kind of broke up for a while. We learned that Kyle was ill. He has ALS, which is a fatal condition, and Lou Gehrig's disease is what it is. And Kyle has been writing us letters on a weekly basis because he can't really talk anymore. You can't understand what he says. His speech is so affected by the ALS. And this is the latest letter from Kyle Brown. I give them all titles. This one is The Goats, Happiness, and the Cure. A while back, my wife had bought 2 tickets to 2 new wave bands, Duran Duran and The Cure. One played this past Saturday night, the other on Sunday. She bought them in hopes that I could go. I did go to Duran Duran Saturday because she really wanted me to. And they were the last band on our bucket list that we had never seen. She got us box seats through a dirty politician that gifted them to us. By the way, the box seats, they're not really that good. People paying for them are getting hosed. It was largely difficult and humiliating, but my wife was very happy, so it was worth it. And I think it was humiliating to him and difficult because of his ALS. We got new neighbors to the west of us a couple of weeks ago. The 2 lots on the west side of our home are huge underground water tanks owned by the city. I guess they didn't want to mow the weeds down this year, so they have put out 4 goats, much to the delight of my wife and daughter. They see it as getting pet goats, and they aren't totally responsible for them. The cats are pissed, though, because I guess they're paying more attention to the goats than the cats at this point. I didn't see the tall grass being eaten down by those goats very much, but that's probably because they're being fed pizza crusts and apple cores and a variety of delicious leftovers from our house. The goats often just sit and wait by our fence, banging their huge horns against the chain link. The goats, that is, not my wife and daughter. It's June, so I should be starting practices with our high school mountain bike team. I used to absolutely love this time of year. For several years, I lived in a small home at the base of Farmington Canyon. At 6 a.m., 3 days a week, we would meet just up the road from my home for training rides. We watched the sunrise over Davis County from a couple of thousand feet above the city. Afterwards, I'd ride home, now about 8:30, sweaty and dusty. I'd hose off my bike and clean it in the morning sun. I'd been through hell in my life. I'd had money, then I'd been broke. I had a big house, and then I'd been homeless. All this was to make me realize what happiness is. And I realized I was happy, and I knew how good these moments were, and so I really soaked them in. Now it's June of 2023, and I can't reach the top of my head to scratch it. I'm writing this on Sunday night while my wife and daughter are at the Cure concert. One of their favorite songs by the Cure is new. It's called And Nothing Is Forever. They listen to it and they cry, as is proper with any Cure song. I'll end with a verse from it. This is the verse from the song. Promise you'll be with me in the end. Say we'll be together and you won't forget. For however far away, you will remember me in time. And I know my world has grown old. But it really doesn't matter if you say we'll be together. If you promise you'll be with me in the end. Promise you'll be with me in the end. Gosh damn, that Robert Smith can write. Cheers, everyone. Have a fantastic week. Look over there.
33986.
All right, let's award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by about a half a bottle of Powerade.
That's it? You can't eat anything?
I just wasn't very hungry yesterday.
And Squatters Corner Pub, now open at Valley Fair Mall. Corner Pub carries on the tradition of the iconic Squatters downtown, serving lunch and dinner daily with brunch on the weekends, pouring the best local beers. Stop by Squatters Corner Pub in West Valley today.
Well, it always makes me curious. The candidate that came in a distant third was number 3. This will be hilarious about the super glue in the belly button. And it makes me curious as to why 31 people would think, I can't vote for those other two. I'm going to vote for that
There are 31 people who have been the victim of a similar prank.
Maybe that's it. But Boner candidate number 1, which is J.D. Vance, got 167 votes. But it wasn't enough to beat candidate number 2 with 194 votes. This is the way to get your kid more playing time. Boner candidate number 2 is Boner of the Day.
That was close. I was surprised. That's your Boner of the Day for today, March 6, 2025. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That'll be decided tomorrow at about 9:50 when Dave the Flower Guy comes strolling in here and just tells us who Boner of the Week is. All right.
Hello, yeah, what?
877-602-9696. All right, I'm going to try to make this work.
We've got Bill at home, and talking with people on the phone has been challenging, but we think we figured it out. Give us a call, 877-602-9696. Questions, comments, criticisms, jokes, whatever you like.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see if we got somebody here. Let's begin with Mary. Mary is here.
Hello, yeah, what?
Mary?
Good morning. Thank you for letting me listen.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Now, Mary, you can hear me, Bill, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you can hear the...
It's working.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, Mary.
No, no, go ahead, Mary.
Mary, what do you want to say?
A couple of weeks ago, I made my husband clean out some boxes from his childhood that his parents sent home.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, we found a first edition of the KJQ Journal.
Oh,
the
urinal.
The
The
urinal.
urinal.
Yes, because there were two
Yes.
dots above the J that made it a Y. Urinal.
Wow.
Urinal.
Wow.
So I want to send it to you, but I wanted you to know when it gets there, like where it came from and why. And
Put a little note in it, Mary.
Yeah,
and,
please.
Do you recall any of the things that are in it? I don't suppose you have it in front of you.
I don't, sorry, because I'd already left for work. But it has an article or a little editorial by you, Bill, and one by you, Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
And then one thing I remember in it is there's like a cartoon, like a comic.
Is it a Space Elders comic?
Probably.
Yes.
Ah, drawn by my dear friend Lee George Cade.
Man, that's an artifact for sure.
Indeed.
If you want to mail it to us, 50 West Broadway, Salt Lake City, 84101.
You need to put
Okay.
number 2 on it. Floor
Second
number
floor,
2.
yes.
Second floor.
Put sweet. It makes us feel fancy.
Sweet 2.
Sweet too.
All right. Thanks, Mary.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
I
have a great
think
day.
I think I have one of those around somewhere.
I've
It
got
was a-
one, I'm sure, somewhere. But
For people who don't know what that is, for I don't know how long it lasted, but our owner at the time thought we would have a paper. We would put out a paper to be competitive with City Weekly, and it wasn't.
it tried.
We've maybe a year of it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It tried.
Yeah, and the people who worked on it were really good.
Yeah. Let's go to Mike. Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hello, yeah, what?
Where are you, Mike?
Hi, this is Mike. I'm listening in Salt Lake, and I have a comment and a question for Hello, Yeah, What?
Okay.
Okay, do it.
Hello, yeah, what?
Go ahead.
Okay, there were some Canadian radio stations that were refusing to play American music, and they were only playing Canadian music, and I just wanted to get your thoughts about this.
Well, I mean, if you like Gordon Lightfoot, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've agreed.
Anne Murray?
We've agreed to stop playing Bryan Adams. How about that?
Oh, we have no beef with
no.
the Canadians.
No, we
The
don't.
Guess Who?
We're fine with the Canadians.
And I think that it's just a stunt. They're not. I don't think Canadians dislike us either. I think they understand what's going on here.
Well, they pulled all the American booze off the shelves.
The bourbons and the yeah.
Well, that won't last long.
I don't know.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
All right,
you.
Mike.
Love the show.
Thank
Thank you.
Let's
We're
go.
going to play the Guess Who a lot.
Let's go to
Rush?
Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hello, yeah, what?
Jason.
Hey there.
Hey.
So my name is Jason. I go by Papa JJ.
Okay.
And I'm going to be at a card show this weekend at the Hampton Inn and Suites. There's going to be a lot of different vendors, and they're doing Pokemon cards, sports cards, Magic.
Is there any kind of
just not a lot
collectible
people know
cards?
about it, so
Any kind of
wanted
It's
to
any
mention.
kind of. It's any kind of collectible cards.
Yeah, I'll be mostly selling Pokemon, and then just giving a bunch of stuff away to the kids and stuff. That's kind of my favorite thing. Is I'm a dad, and me and my kids go, and they love to give away stickers
What's
and
the
Pokemon cards.
What's the so where can people find out? Is there like a website people can go to and find out about this particular event?
So they don't have a website for this event. However, I'm on Instagram as DaPapaJJ, and that's DAPAPAJJ.
Okay.
And I'll actually be posted about that card show and 2 more card shows that are going on this month. So it's pretty cool.
Do you remember Chew Bops, Carrie?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, Chew Bops. I collected those actually for a little while.
Are those cards?
And I was an adult.
I thought they were all day suckers.
I think it's called Chew Bops. They were little record albums, and they
they're bubble gum. Yeah.
And then the bubble gum looked like it was shaped like a record.
Yeah.
Inside of the album, and Chew Bops, and they were famous records that they somehow got licensing rights for.
Or did they?
Or well, maybe they didn't.
It was the Wild West back then.
I'm going to have to look that up again. But I for some reason, I collected those for a little while. I thought they were kind of cool.
Mhm.
And the gum was good.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Let's see. We got. I didn't mean to put him on hold. Things are weird. Let's see. A while ago, I sent a mug design with "Woke Up with Radio from Hell." Should I send it again?
Sure.
I didn't see it. So.
I don't recall seeing it.
Send it to radiofromhell@x96.com.
All right.
Because sometimes I look at those things when I'm drunk. So.
All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
A crash at the ramp I-215 West California Avenue. The center lane is closed. Crash eastbound I-80 at the I-215 West Belt. Right shoulder affected there. Westbound I-80 at I-215 South Belt. So both directions in that area. Still no word on when Little Cottonwood Canyon is going to open. If you're hovering there at the mouth of the canyon waiting to go up, let me know when that starts moving again, and I will pass it along. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or hastergames.com.
All right. Let's see. We'll continue with...
Hello, yeah, what?
After these messages, and then we'll play Beat Gina. So anything you want to talk about, 877-602-9696.
Hello, yeah, what?
That's where you call for Hello, Yeah, What, that exciting and innovative radio feature that we invented. Perhaps you want to ask about that. 877-602-9696.
X96.
So I want to know how you're feeling, Gina. Are you okay? Because you drank some caffeine.
Well, so we had the donut critic on today who brought in these new caffeinated protein drinks.
Well, they're chocolate milk.
And they're super tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that was part of the problem.
Well, now, what he said is that the regular ones are a caffeine equivalent to a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then there's this one that is 2 cups.
I didn't have that one.
You didn't have this one.
I had the 1 cup, but my heart's going blah, 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 blah.
From that one can.
Well, but see, I already had a coffee this morning.
I was going to say, because you stop for coffee every morning.
And a Diet Coke. This is almost gone.
And
so
she has a Diet Coke.
I had these previously.
Gina,
I think that was not a good move.
Gina, I had a Coke Zero this morning.
Uh-huh.
Then I've been working on my coffee, my Mill Creek coffee here, and then I drank one of these as well. These things that he brought in that are caffeinated, and you know what? I could take a nap right now. I mean, I'm fine.
I'm tired all the time.
That's right. That's exactly what it is. I'm just tired all the time.
I'm tired.
You poor thing.
I mean, I'm kind of feeling it. You feel it right about here.
But had, how much coffee have you had this morning?
Well, this morning when I get up, I had, I'm not quite sure how to describe it. The stuff I put in my water that's supposed to wake me up and invigorate me.
But that's caffeine, isn't it?
I don't know if it has caffeine in it or not. It's got some sort of vitamins of some kind in it. And then I have my Mill Creek coffee, Guatemalan today. And then I had this just now, strawberry milk with caffeine. And like I said, I wasn't feeling it until a few moments ago, and now my eye started to twitch.
You got a twitch?
Oh, I forgot to mention, on top of all of this stuff that I've had, I take a Pro Vigil every morning.
Oh yeah,
which is which is like airline pilots' wake up pills.
Special trucker aspirin.
And you're still fine.
Yeah,
you're still.
I could drink a pot of coffee and go to bed at night.
I'm tired all the time.
Because I'm tired all of the time.
And my pants are heavy.
I'm just a poor little heavy-panted, tired boy. Yeah, I'm sorry that it affected you that way, because these are delicious.
They are tasty.
I know what it was. You see, I drank the vanilla flavor, and you drank the chocolate flavor.
I had strawberry.
And you had strawberry. I think the vanilla flavor, even though they all have the same amount of caffeine in them, I believe, the vanilla flavor would still just be not as effective because it's vanilla.
No naps for me.
Do you take a nap?
Yes.
Of course she does.
I almost never take a nap. I have to be exhausted before I'll take a nap.
You stop by Beto's on the way home.
You eat under the overpass.
I have my systems.
And then you go home and nap.
Are you regular?
Yes.
Oh,
In fact,
good.
I gotta go. Right,
Do you ever
'cause
fall?
I got another thing.
Do you ever fall asleep in the car?
Yes.
All right.
While you're driving? Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
How long was that?
All right.
Like
Yes.
Casey and Draper.
Draper?
Texted in. But if you want to do Hello Yeah What, Casey, that really is a call-in feature. We prefer you call 877-602-9696, even from Draper.
Even from Draper.
Hello, yeah, what?
That is the name of the feature. All right.
All right.
Let me.
Have
I have
people
to.
there?
I have to press a series of many buttons in order for this to work. So.
Okay.
You've
That's
got a good
okay.
memory.
We can make it work. I know we can.
You think so?
Sure.
I don't know.
I believe in you.
877-602-9696. Crazy Cat Lady is here with.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, where are you calling from?
So, Sugar House.
Okay.
Sugar House. Go ahead.
How many cats do you have?
4.
No, that's not crazy.
And 2 dogs.
And
Well, that's
2
kind of
dogs.
crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
teetering.
getting crazy.
You're in the neighborhood. Yeah.
All right. What do you want to tell us?
So I suffer from SAD, seasonal affective disorder, and so this gray week has been kind of hard on me.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering what you all do to get out of a funk.
Oh, we've all been in funks for different reasons lately. I make myself watch funny things and comfort food things that could be old episodes of Seinfeld, like just some dumb, funny, not asking anything of me TV show or movie.
I really try and find videos which there are videos of people slipping on banana peels and falling down. Just video after video after. You'd be surprised if you Google it. It's out there.
There's a. I know it's on Twitter and it's probably on TikTok or Instagram. Small but fierce.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And it's baby animals.
Oh.
And so baby animal videos wherever you can find them. Always.
Great. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Try that. Try the banana peel thing.
Yeah. Although in your case, if it's a baby animal video, you'll probably want to go out and get that baby animal. And
That might cause another problem.
That'll be a problem. So.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Have a good one.
Thank
See ya.
you.
877-602-9696 is the number to call. Let's see. Do we have any texts? Hello, yeah, what's? Nope. Everyone wants to say that they're from Draper. I wonder why.
Somebody says the Ophir State Marching Band makes me happy. These are things we got from my dad from his radio show a long time ago. Says, as a former junior high band teacher, I love hearing great tunes with one clueless trumpet player just blasting away.
Here we go. This?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because what's funny about it is it's mostly good.
It's mostly okay. It's just that one guy.
It's just that one guy.
That one guy is ruining it for everybody. Here we go.
It'd make it funnier for me is if while he was playing this, he slipped on a banana peel.
It's just the one guy.
Everybody must be looking at him. You know, everybody who's playing alongside of him kind of looking out of the corner of their eye like, really? Really?
I miss my dad's show, actually.
I do too, actually.
Anytime we're doing this time of year legislature stuff, because that was always his big.
That was his big thing.
His big thing.
I was not a listener of your dad's show. I always waited until he went off and Hans Peterson came on. I was a Hans Peterson fan.
I did, actually, because he was on at 10, and that's when we finished our show. We couldn't listen to your dad's show that much because we were doing our own show at the same time. To the caller with SADS, go to a tanning bed.
Oh.
Just a few minutes won't hurt your skin too much.
The light will help.
But the light will help you mood, apparently.
They have, and she must know this. They have lamps, special lamps that you can put in your house and
simulate
just sit under
sunlight.
a lamp. Yeah, I don't know if they simulate sunlight necessarily. I don't know because, I mean, I have SADS all year, so it doesn't matter.
So, All right, let's go to Garrett. Garrett. Oh no, I need our hello yeah what drops. Hi Garrett. Go ahead.
What's up, Garrett?
How are you doing?
Oh, good.
Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to give a shout out to my wife that I lost in 2022.
Oh.
Hey.
March of 2022.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry,
Garrett.
So I just wanted to tell her that I love and miss her, and I'm thinking about her and dreaming about her.
What's her name?
Rebecca.
Garrett,
are you getting through, Garrett?
Are you talking to somebody about this, Garrett? Besides us?
Yeah, I'm in therapy.
Okay,
good. And I hope the woman with SADS is not listening right now.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I was gonna suggest to that woman that's sad that just getting out and going on a drive in the outdoors helps me a lot.
Fresh air and
roll down the windows.
Yeah. I'm so sorry you're
especially
dealing
when it's
with
warmer.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Garrett.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take
thanks.
care.
Thanks for checking in.
Thank
with
you,
us.
Garrett.
See ya.
We've all lost people and we're there with you.
All right.
Hello, yeah, what?
877-602-9696.
You never know what's going to come over the phone.
No.
Yep. Let's see. There are places where you can do red light therapy that will help with the depression.
Red light therapy.
I don't know.
To me, red light therapy was like the red light district. That was my therapy.
No, it's red light therapy's a thing. It's
Is it?
yeah.
Okay. It's just sad, not SADS. Excuse me.
Seasonal affective disorder.
Disorder.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's
Seasonal
sad.
affective disorder. Sorry. How about that? 877-602-9696. Well, are you getting any better, Bill? Is it about the same? It seems.
Well, I think I am. I don't know. I'm at a loss to figure out what this is. I wondered if because I'm not running a fever.
Yeah.
I don't have a runny nose. I don't have a sore throat.
It's just congestion.
Just congestion in my chest.
Have you tried Nasonex?
No, because I hate Antonio Banderas.
Perhaps you need Nasonex.
No. I was thinking if it's not feeling much better today, I'll go to the clinic and.
Yeah, have someone listen to your lungs and stuff.
Because I'm taking antibiotics, but if it's walking pneumonia, which I guess it could be, that's what you treat it with. But there are I think stronger antibiotics than the one.
You need a Z-Pack, Bill. That's what.
That's
you
what
need.
I've got.
Oh, well,
that's not the strongest one.
Z-Pack is not the strongest.
No. See, I don't have it in front of me, but it's like, you can get more milligrams of antibiotic than that in your system.
Let's see, Bill, up your vitamin A intake.
Thanks.
That'll help
Thanks,
with
JFK Jr.
measles too.
Yeah, looking into how it good for respiratory health. It helped me get over bronchitis.
Actually, vitamin A is good for that sort of thing.
Ed Brass says, I've got a beef with Canadian bacon. Don't know.
Ooh, Ed Brass.
Let's see. Teacher Emily had the exact same thing that Bill had. Took about a week and a half to get rid of it.
Canadian bacon is stupid, though. Ed, you're right. I mean, Canadian bacon is dumb because it's not bacon. It's just little discs of ham. It's not bacon.
Do they ever have like actual bacon in Canada? Can you get like a strip of bacon? I've never been to Canada. I don't know.
I think they call it streaky bacon.
That doesn't sound good.
Because it has streaks of fat through it, like bacon does, like our bacon does. That's what they call it in England, and I'm assuming they call it that in.
They call it streaky bacon.
Streaky bacon, yeah.
Streaky bacon would be a good DJ name, though.
I'm Streaky Bacon.
So I'm betting there's Canadian bacon and streaky bacon, and you can go into your what's it called, the Del Roberts? No, Tom. What's this? The big chain?
Yeah, Tom something. The donut place.
We have it. We have them here now, even.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you can go in and say, I'd like a scrambled eggs and some Canadian bacon. No, make that streaky bacon.
Someone just says if you ask for American bacon, that's how you get it.
Well, they probably won't give it to you now.
Yeah,
no. Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons. Thanks. Yeah. And I knew it was a T in there.
Go into the Tim Hortons and have coffee and donuts.
Eh? Some American bacon, eh? All right, we only have just a few seconds left for this call, so Cindy.
Hello, yeah, what?
What's up, Cindy?
Good morning, friends. How are you?
Hi.
Well, I know Bill is sick.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I've dealt with walking pneumonia for decades. And, Bill, what you need to do is exhale long and slow.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hear crackling then you've got pneumonia.
You mean this?
Oh, jeez.
You mean that?
Yes. But once you stop aspirating, and is there still crackling going on?
No, I don't think so. It just like that just produced a big lump of phlegm, which kind of came up.
I would like you to go have a
bronchitis.
professional person listen to your lungs.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
I know what they'll hear. I think it's
Yes,
probably
and?
bronchitis. Yes. Well, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
the same
I'll go.
person who listens to the lungs will be able to treat the lungs.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why you might want to do that.
That's true.
I know what they're going to hear. All right. Thanks,
Cindy.
Thanks, Cindy.
All right. Traffic, please.
It's a crash westbound I-80 at the top of the on-ramp from the quarry in Parley's Canyon. The ramp is closed and the right main flow of traffic is closed. Crash northbound I-15. This is in Kaysville, milepost 327. The right lane affected there. Crash at the ramp I-215 West California Avenue, center lane affected there. Haven't heard yet about Little Cottonwood Canyon opening. If you're hanging out there at the mouth of the canyon waiting to go up, and if it starts moving, or if it's not moving, let us know either way. Text it to us, 33986.
All right, let's see. It's Beat Gina time. We're going to play some messages and a song, and after the song, we'll play Beat Gina. Easy to play, easy to win. It's multiple choice pop culture trivia. What is the prize today?
It's a win it before you can buy it. Tickets to see The Offspring coming with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory Saturday, September 6th.
All right. You get those concert tickets at 877-602-9696. Offspring, Newfound Glory. 877-602-9696. Call now. We're going to play some messages and a song and then play Beat Gina. So stand by for all of that. ranlife.com/X96.
You know, those guys at Ranlife, they really know what they're doing. They've had my mortgage before. And like Greg came into our studio the other day and was talking about short selling and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're smart. They know what you're doing. So if you've been dreaming of a new home but worried about finding the right mortgage rate, well, go to Ran Life. They got you covered. They just slashed their floor rate to 3.25% on 3-and-1 adjustable rate mortgages for FHA and VA loans. 3.25%. That's 3.25% based on the 5.983 APR. What does that mean for you? It means, man, you can throw your weight around a little bit. You know, you could borrow up to $190,000 more to snag your dream home, bigger house, better location, all of that stuff that a big shot like you wants. So don't wait. Turn your dream into an address with Rand Life. Visit randlife.com/X96. Learn about their incredible new low rates. That's randlife.com/X96. Let Rand Life help you unlock the door. Click, click, to your perfect home.
Missed a morsel of murder?
Best question of the week. It's pretty simple. You need to send us questions about anything.
Yeah.
You email them to us, radiofromhell@x96.com. Put best question in the subject line. You don't text in the best question because we don't keep track of the text. If it's an email, we can save it and answer it on Fridays. Sometimes we will have a fabulous prize to give away. Let's see. Question today.
Okay.
Well, I have two we can do.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. This is from Melanie.
Mm-hmm.
Melanie asks, have you ever gotten any pushback from the Mormon Church for things you talk about on the Radio from Hell show?
Not from the church itself.
Not
no.
directly, no.
No, from members.
Sometimes.
Never any official.
No. You know, one of the biggest complaints was years ago when we did Your Guide to Living in Utah. That sketch, and we would do it once a week, I think, and we used the theme song. For the theme song, we used Come, Come, Ye Saints, right?
That wasn't me.
Was that with Dom?
That was Dom.
Yeah. I got a lot of letters about that.
Really?
Not from the church, but from listeners.
Yeah.
They said it was sacrilegious.
Okay, whatever.
That's that one.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. This one is from Brian, who's been listening since 1992, he says.
Okay.
All right.
What was one positive or negative thing that someone said to you that motivates you in your personal or professional lives?
Something negative. Somebody said something negative to me, which motivated me. It's a story that sprang to my mind immediately. The first night I ever was at a radio station, working at a radio station.
Oh.
I was working overnight, and I screwed everything up. Because, as is still the tradition today, we put people in charge of things that we don't train them to do.
Yeah.
And nobody really trained me very well of how to do what I did.
Baptism by fire.
And at one point, I was there. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had like 10 things playing on the radio at once. You know, commercials and songs all mixed up together.
You screwed it up.
And I didn't know how to fix it. I had to call the boss. He talked me through it. The morning guy came in at 6 o'clock. He says, I heard you had a bad night last night. I said, yeah, it was really terrible. He says, well, I guess some people aren't cut out to be in radio. And I just went under my breath, you son of a... I'll show you. And I did.
I mean, to be fair, that's what overnights are for.
Yeah.
Is you can make all your mistakes there, or that's what small market radio stations are for.
Yeah.
Go there and make all your mistakes there and get better.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it should be for. I had mine is actually quite similar because I knew I wanted to do it, and there was a small radio station where I grew up in Spanish Fork. It's still there. It's the Hare Krishna station now, but it was country at the time. And I was friends with a kid, Rhett Neal, and I was the only friend he had because, well, he was Baptist, and the rest of the Mormon moms wouldn't let their kids play with him.
Oh.
And my mom was just happy I had a friend.
Right.
So
your mom was
and
right.
It turns out that Rhett's dad bought the radio station. And I thought, well, I got an in.
Sure.
There you go. It'll be easy. So I went out there and I said, Mr. Neal, I want to work. I want to work at the radio station. I want to be on the radio. He said, Carrie, you're like family, so I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Just your voice is too high to be on the radio. This was the time of the boss jock. This was the, hey, had to talk like this. Yeah.
There are some people who still think that.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, that if you have a higher voice, if you're a man, you shouldn't be on the radio.
And I just went, ooh, I'll show you.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll flip it a little. This isn't a positive comment, but it's a positive experience.
Okay.
I'm in the 3rd grade.
Okay.
Still? I'm sorry.
This is where I got my first laugh.
Your first laugh? Oh. You did something that got a laugh. I got it.
3rd grade, we had a presentation to make to the parents. We had a little stage at the front of the room, and the room was full of parents waiting to make the presentation. And I got up to the podium, and I said, before I start, I have to pull up my knee socks, because my mom told me before I came up here to make sure my socks were all the way up to my knees. Excuse me for a minute, and I pulled my socks, and laughter from the parents.
I wonder why. That's not very funny.
Excuse me, my mom said to make sure I pull my socks up. And I'm like, that feels good.
That was your first public laugh?
Yeah. When everybody, that's a good feeling.
Has that ever happened again?
Nope, I'm still waiting.
You set me up nicely sometimes.
Right there on the tee.
Yeah. That's, I'm just trying to think if there have been, I've had people say positive things to me that really have encouraged me along the way.
You guys were positive for me when I first came to your show, not trying to get a job, just as a guest on your show, and you both encouraged me to come back. So you were my...
Yeah, we knew you'd be good eventually.
Still waiting again?
We're waiting. We're waiting. But we're patient. Carrie and I are both very patient.
You have to be.
This is going to pay off at some point.
It will someday.
In this business, you have to be. That good? I guess that's good. Sure. All right. If you have questions, send them. radiofromhell@x96.com. Put best question in the subject line. You needed it?
Sure.
Exactly. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
The Offspring coming to town with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory Saturday, September 6th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. Tickets go on sale Friday, so right now somebody is going to win them before they can buy them.
Nice. Thank you.
Well, it's time to beat your swords into plowshares and your spears into pruning hooks. Time to put away childish things because it's time to beat Gina. I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola. Do you want to keep a winning smile? Then chew Dentine gum. It keeps breath fresh and teeth white. Nice. Dentine. And now, how about a huzzah and a hallelujah for the man with the brightest smile on radio today, your host, Carrie Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Dentine. Huh?
Dentine.
All right. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be going against So today.
Hi, So.
Are you there?
Hi, guys.
Hi there. All right, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game if you call it correctly, heads or tails.
Heads.
All right, see what happens. It is heads, Gina Barberi, which means So goes first.
Okay.
So
that means that So has the advantage in the game. This first question is for her to answer on her own. Multiple choice, pop culture trivia. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, Gina was paying attention, So, and she will steal your point away by answering the question correctly. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. All right, so the question is, let's see, we got a lot of leftover Catherine O'Hara trivia today. So here we go. So first question for you. Let's see. Here we go. On what movie set did she meet her husband, Bo Welch? On what movie set? Was it 1, The True Story of Giga Hackwrench? Was it 2, Edward Fuddwupper Fibbed Big? 3, Home Alone? Or 4, Beetlejuice?
Let's go with Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is correct, yes.
Oh,
well done.
You know,
guess.
Edward Fuddwupper Fibbed Big is a real movie that she was in, by the way. Yes.
That's Canadian for you. That's a point for So. Now we go to Gina.
All right, Gina?
Yes.
According to Rotten Tomatoes, what is her highest-rated movie by audience?
Okay.
By audience. Is it 1, The Wild Robot? Is it 2, Waiting for Guffman? Is it 3, The Godfather's Parts 2?
Got it.
I think that comma's in the wrong place. Or number 4, 3 Fast, 3 Furious.
Really? Wild Robot?
Wild Robot is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's just
1
so
to
new.
1.
Yes.
1-1, and now we go back to So.
So, let's see. Let's go to this one. Who constantly made Catherine O'Hara break character during the filming of Beetlejuice? Someone kept cracking her up, and they had to keep doing retakes. Was it 1, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Smith? Was it 2, Aunt Tim? Was it 3, Michael Keaton? Or 4, Justin Theroux?
Let's go with Michael Keaton.
No, Michael Keaton's incredibly serious on the
He's
set.
not funny.
Yeah.
Justin Theroux?
Justin Theroux, yes.
I don't even really remember him much in that movie.
He was in it. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, it's 2. Oh, sorry, that's not for So. That was for
That's me.
Gina.
Oh, okay.
So it's 2-1. Gina's in the lead, and she controls the question.
Gina.
Yes.
Who did she give a tearful eulogy for at their funeral?
Okay.
Tearful eulogy. Was it 1, Joe Flaherty? Was it 2, John Candy? Was it 3, Andy Dick? Oh, wait, that's not.
No, it's not.
Okay. Was it 4, Rob Schneider? Oh, wait.
No,
that's
not.
Okay.
John Candy?
John Candy is correct.
Well, that was easy enough. You won the game, Gina.
There you go, Gina.
Sorry, So.
I'm sorry.
So sorry.
That's okay.
No, it's not okay.
It's
you know what?
not
It's not okay.
It's
and
not
I'm going to make it okay. Even though I beat you, I'm going to give you these Offspring tickets anyway.
All right.
Can you believe
Thank you,
it?
Gina. Well, I am still going to donate to Planned Parenthood because we definitely need them around.
Yes,
Definitely
we do. Thank
yes.
you so much for doing
Thank you
that.
so much. All right, so hang on the line, and we'll get your information.
Listen, I have to go. I'll be late for Bible study.
All right, there we go. Big Boy News now, brought to you by...
Blast off into the future of space exploration at Clark Planetarium Space. The New Frontier is playing now at the Hanson Dome Theater. Experience the second golden age of discovery on the big screen. Don't miss this out-of-this-world adventure, only at Clark Planetarium.
Robert Pattinson is admitting to feeling some degree of stress when it came to dancing in his upcoming movie with Jennifer Lawrence. Pattinson and his Mickey 17 director Bong Joon-ho took part in a video interview with GQ published earlier this week to discuss their new science fiction film. He expressed some level of dismay for having to dance for the cameras while acting. It seems to me almost every movie there's some moment when I think they're like, well, here's the dancing scene, except for Mickey, Pattinson said, after Bong asked him if he'd ever danced and sang for a role. The amount of times in my equivalent of Mickey's life where you're just a living hell every day. I have no idea what he's talking about. That made no sense to me.
I can't help you. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's lost on us as well.
Yeah, but he did. The one thing he made clear was, he said, I was sweating so much when I came to the day I had to dance with Jennifer Lawrence that my pants were sweating inside.
That's gross. I didn't need to know that, Robert Pattinson.
He said, I'm telling you, I'm going to have a mental breakdown. Somebody needs to tell people I can't dance in movies ever again.
Well, you agreed to it.
He also, while he is out promoting this movie, they ask him about the Batman movie.
Yeah.
And he says, I haven't heard a damn thing, and they better do it soon or I'm going to be too old to play Batman.
That's right. Representative Jasmine Crockett has earned a reputation for her unflinching readiness to speak out against those in power.
God bless her.
And this time she has a pointed message for Trump. She said, after his address to the joint session of Congress, Crockett, who's a Democrat representing Texas, was approached by the organization Call to Activism, a group formed to stand up to Trump and the Republicans, and was asked, if you could tell Donald Trump anything tonight, what would you tell him? I'd tell him to grow a spine and stop being Putin's hoe, Crockett responded. Trump has quickly appeared very sympathetic to Russian President Putin's cause in his second term, frequently launching attacks on Zelensky, Ukraine's leader, and halting aid to Ukraine in its ongoing war with Russia.
I heard it put really well yesterday. It says, take a look at all of the things that he's done in this whole Ukraine situation, back to his first presidency, and ask yourself, who is this good for?
Who's this benefit? Yeah.
Never is it Ukraine.
No.
It's always Putin.
An auction will be held later this month to sell hundreds of antlers and fur that the Utah Department of Natural Resources enforcement officers have seized during poaching investigations or otherwise obtained possession of during the past 3 years. Many of the items in the auction were seized as evidence during poaching investigations, and the individuals were court-ordered to forfeit the items. Some of the antlers were taken from animals that were hit and killed by vehicles or from big game animals. A public preview for the auction will be held Wednesday, March 26th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Kane Auctions. I'm not going to give you the address. You look it up. Kane Auctions. But there's pictures here, piles of antlers, piles of them, and they're going to auction them off to people.
To do what with?
People use them for, they make things out of them.
Yeah.
They make knife handles, and they carve them. And
well, and as we all know, Gaston uses antlers in all of his decorating. So.
That's right.
No,
Gina, you have a story from the crime desk, I believe.
I do. We've been wondering about this one for a while. A, quote, chemist friend of 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans found dead in a backyard more than a year ago, and another man were booked on manslaughter charges on Wednesday, according to authorities. Jordan Willis, whose home is where the grim discovery took place, and Ivory Carson were arrested in the deaths of Ricky Johnson Jr., David Harrington, and Clayton McGinney, the Platte County prosecutor said. The 3 friends died from a lethal combination of fentanyl and cocaine after the pals gathered to watch a Chiefs game on January 7th, 2024. Now, you remember, those 3 guys were, this is January.
Yeah.
Found outside, like in chaise lounges.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Dead days after the game. And this guy was just in the house, and when people came looking for him, they had called and called and called, and he didn't answer, and finally they called the police and said, our, husband, brother...
These guys are missing.
They're missing. This guy comes to the door. He's like, yeah, I don't know where they are. And it doesn't take long before the authorities go in the backyard and go, oh, they're all dead.
Here they
out
are.
Here.
Wow.
He claims that he thought they all went to bed, and he went to bed. So basically, he supplied the drugs that killed.
So that's the charge.
Yeah, that killed these people.
Yeah. Let's see. And speaking of crime, 9 students who disappeared on holiday in Mexico have tragically been found dismembered by the side of the road, along with a bag of hands.
A bag of hands?
Yep. Police in southern Mexico made the gruesome discovery at the weekend after the group of friends went missing during a trip to celebrate their graduation. Searches had gone on for days after the alarm was raised by their parents, who hoped that they would be found alive. But on Sunday, the bodies of 4 women and 5 men, ages 19 to 30, found in the trunk of an abandoned car on a rural road between Puebla and Oaxaca, around 175 miles from Mexico City. Initial assessment showed bullet wounds and signs of torture on the bodies. The police they haven't named any suspects, but they say they're working with colleagues in other cities to follow up on lines of inquiry. So we just don't know why this would have happened, and we also don't know why there's a bag of hands here as well.
Bag of hands.
Yeah. And finally, this story. Men with higher quality sperm live longer. That's what research has shown.
How do you know if you have high quality sperm?
Research, well, you get it measured. It's a simple process. I could describe it to you.
That's okay.
Okay, so I'm going to probably live a long time. Men with the highest quality sperm live to be 80.3 years old on average, compared to only 77.6 for you people with weak sperm. It really seems to be that the better the semen quality, the longer the survival, said Dr. Lark Priscorn.
Well, all that tells me is a healthier person
probably lives
has
longer.
Healthier sperm, and therefore,
I
don't think it's because you have healthy sperm.
I'm not all that healthy these days, but my sperm's still...
It's real easy, Gina. You just look at a microscope, and if the sperm has monocles and a top hat,
oh yes,
then
you know
they flex their muscles. Yeah. All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
Green Day frontman. It's sports. Hang with me.
Okay.
Green Day frontman Billy Joe Armstrong is given a shot in the arm to the Bay Area baseball scene by joining the ownership group for the Oakland Ballers, an independent minor league team in the Pioneer League.
Oh, okay.
Billy Joe was very outspoken when the Oakland A's were moved to Vegas. He's not happy about that, so he is investing in Pioneer League baseball in Oakland. So nice job. I love Billy Joe.
All right.
Let's see. The Utah Jazz managed to tank it over the worst team, Washington Wizards, 125-122.
Good job, guys.
They play the Raptors tomorrow at 5:30. Utah Hockey Club is on the road in Detroit. They play the Red Wings. Puck drops on that at 5. And we've started the Big 12 tournament for the Utah women's basketball. They are ranked number 6. They play the 14th-ranked Texas Tech Lady Raiders at 7 o'clock today. Weather. So today we've got the rain and snow mix off and on all day today into tomorrow, actually. High of 50, so it's going to stay mostly rain down here in the valley, but getting lots of snow up in the mountains. And it has been affecting your commute, at least getting to the mountains. I'm going to see. I wonder if Little Cottonwood Canyon has opened yet. I still haven't seen anything on that. If you're stuck there waiting to go up, I know we had an Alta ski instructor waiting to go up to teach a lesson at 9:30. I don't know if you've made it up there yet or not. Crash I-15 northbound near Kaysville Ponds, blocking 2 right lanes. Traffic is backed into Farmington. Emergency vehicles are just arriving on the scene. Crash westbound I-80 at the top of the on-ramp for the quarry in Parley's Canyon. The ramp is closed and the right lane of the main flow is blocked there. And everybody is saying that deer antlers make great dog chew toys. So I have purchased those before for Riley, so I remember that also. Whatever you're seeing, you can share with us. Text it to us, 33986. Why spend stupid ticket prices for concerts when you can experience great live music for much less at Salt Lake's coolest, most intimate venues? Check out Pigeons playing ping pong and guests Squeaky Feet This is Tuesday, March 11th at the Stateroom. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, so we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages. Robert Gerke should be here from the Salt Lake Tribune here to kind of give us the...
Well, legislature's winding down, so we can...
I like Robert, but, he comes in and he tells us things and I get depressed.
He's a downer.
Maybe there's a positive. I bet there's one positive thing that he can tell us.
I bet not.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Nauseating story about how wonderful my husband is.
I just when you mentioned this off the air, I thought, I can't wait to hear this about how perfect something is.
So when my husband was 18, his mom, for Christmas, gave him a couple of $100 and a bunch of magazines on investing. Like, you're 18 now. I'm going to give you a little bit of money, and you're going to learn how to invest in the stock market.
Oh, okay.
This is a good way to jumpstart you learning how to do this. And this story has been lore in our family for a while. We've talked about it a lot because that stock that he bought with that money he gave him, he still owns today.
Really?
What is it in?
Oh, it's a
tobacco, isn't it?
Yeah,
cigarette company.
Yep, cigarette company.
Yeah.
So now Jonesy, my daughter, is 18, and she said to her dad the other day, "I want you to teach me about finances.
Oh, nice.
I too would like to learn the secrets." And she said that a few days ago. So Monday night, my husband, after walking to the grocery store, buying the groceries, coming home and cooking the dinner which was, I had offhandedly asked him a while ago to recreate a meal that I had in Florence when I went there. So he's shopping.
Okay.
He's making this.
He's walking to the
grocery store. He's making me this meal that I have requested.
It was a hamburger, wasn't it?
No, it was a butter chicken dish. So he's cooked that. We've eaten dinner, and after dinner he says, "Okay, kids, you're not excused from the table yet."
Uh-oh.
And he has a piece of paper in front of him, and it's a
Yes, Father.
It's a syllabus for finance class.
Okay.
For the kids, and it has then there's a name of the class, and the title of the class is "Finance: A Lifelong Journey."
A lifelong journey.
And he has like bullet points. It's like instead of, my daughter saying, "Hey, I kind of am curious. I got some money for
put a couple
Christmas.
of $100 in this."
Yeah, no, he's created this a class for our children on how to.
Dad, remind me to never ask you anything again.
No, they were into it.
Well, of course they were.
Well, watch.
Because not only is your husband perfect, but so are your kids.
You're gonna hate this. So my husband.
More than I do now?
Yes. So my husband starts with a quote that he said, "My dad told me this when I was younger," and that's as far as he got into it. And my daughter pulls out her phone, and he said, "We're not going to be on our phones while we're doing this." And she said, "No, I have a file in my notes on the phone, and the file is called Quotes from Dad." And this isn't quotes that like she keeps track of because she thinks they're funny. Like
They're inspirational.
They're inspirational.
Wow.
Remind me in the next break to tell you what a crappy father I am.
No, Bill, if it makes you feel any better, I am a crappy mother because I didn't walk to the store or cook the dinner or prepare the finance class. And I'm just sitting there drinking wine, contributing nothing.
All of my children are woeful underachievers who have no money.
And everyone texting in is asking the same question that I'm going to ask is, can I join
you
this class?
You want to come to class?
Because, yeah.
Finance class?
Yeah.
I have no idea how to do any of that. That's why I have a guy.
Yeah.
And I say, I trust you. You go ahead.
But my husband's point would be, he has a guy too, but you should trust him totally.
But,
you
but
need
Gina,
to.
see, the thing is, when my guy says, this is what I'm doing, and here's why I'm doing it, and here's how you do it, and da-da-da-da-da, and I sit there and I go, and I have no idea what he's talking about. And I could sit in your husband's class with your children who are smarter than I am, and I would go, and not understand a single thing he was saying.
I can't tell you how much I love that my daughter on her phone has a. She doesn't have. She doesn't have me quotes.
Well,
of course not.
She should have a list of your sign-offs.
She should have a list of the dumb things you've done. I would like one of those quotes.
Yeah.
Today.
What is in?
I would like some of
what
those.
What is in
quotes.
this file? At least.
Yeah.
I'll ask her today to show me.
Because
I didn't see it, but
maybe you could share one a day with us.
Yeah.
It might elevate our lives.
Is this sponsored, Gina?
It should be.
It should be, but it is not, of course.
Who's that journalist? The pickle guy. Gurky! Gurky! Radio from Hell on X96.
Gurky. Hey, Bob, do you have a middle name?
I do.
What is it?
It's Carl.
Huh.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, Robert Carl Gurky. That's the name you will use when you win your Pulitzer.
Yes, that's going to be on the trophy.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? I'm sorry you're not doing well.
Yeah, I'm just I'm sick.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's not here.
There's a lot of that going around.
I just don't want you guys to catch it. So
thank you.
So the legislature. I know you guys were talking off the air. I was in the other room, but it's been my perception that during this legislative session, Spencer Cox, the governor of Utah, has been laying low. He's been very perceptibly quiet about everything.
You been in hiding?
Yeah, I mean it's been so in the past years that I've been up there, governors will do like a weekly news conference, and they will be asked about all the bills making their way through and things like that. This year, it's been somewhat difficult to even get him to get his office to comment on certain pieces of legislation. And so, when the bill banning public employee union collective bargaining was being considered, trying to get some sense of where he was on that was really challenging until he signed it. And so, I think maybe it's just because this is sort of the legislature's moment to shine, and he doesn't want to be in the middle of it too much, or maybe he feels like it gives him a little bit of room to maneuver. I mean, just last week there was the bill that was one of his top priorities that would have created this big beehive development agency that could have put these project areas all over the state and collected the taxes and subsidized the infrastructure and things like that without the local consent. It was a big deal. It was a big bill that came out, and it was really hard to get his office to even address it. And so,
what became of that bill?
It ended up dying. It appears to be dead. I mean, we should, I guess, clarify that nothing is dead until it's over. They can always bring anything back, call them zombie bills. Tuesday night was the last day for the Senate to get it through the Senate, and they didn't do it. And I think it was partly because it was such a big lift. I mean, they came out so aggressively, and it was going to preempt cities and all of this stuff, that it just got this backlash across the board. I mean, there were Eagle Forum groups were opposed to it, environmental groups were opposed to it. It was pretty uniformly panned, and it was just late in the session. We bring something that big out that's late in the session, and people start complaining about the process and it being rammed through.
It's my perception that he doesn't want to go say anything or do anything that would cross the legislature in any way. And he will sign every single bill that comes from them, that comes across his desk. He'll sign all of them, and he won't make any comments on them, and he doesn't want to do that because he doesn't want to hurt his chances to run for Senate or Congress.
Well,
probably Senate.
There's probably two elements of that. I think he has pushed back on some of them. I know some of the judiciary bills that Gina and I were talking about before we came on the air, the bills that would have given the legislature more control over the judiciary. I know his office at least had weighed in on some of those, and some of them ended up not going anywhere because of opposition from him. But there's also this sense, I think, that if he pops his head up, we're going to ask him about all of the things Trump is doing.
Yeah.
And he's, it's interesting. His office, the governor's office of planning and budget, his budget office, has put together this whole thing on the impacts. It's a dashboard where you can look at different industries and the impacts those are going to have on tariffs are going to have on those industries in Utah because Canada and Mexico are our two largest trade partners, and so it's it is kind of interesting that he's in a tough spot because some of this stuff he might not want to be in favor of Doge is doing.
That's what a texter is speculating.
Yeah,
is that he's laying low because of that.
I think it's a no-win situation for him because if he says Doge is doing it badly or it's going to adversely affect Utah, then he gets the backlash from the Trump people who don't like him already.
I found it interesting on his private Twitter account. So there are two Twitter accounts. There's one, the Utah Governor Spencer Cox, and then he just has Spencer Cox. And a couple days ago, he did tweet about, I'll read it to you right here. Excluding gold exported to the UK for refinement, Canada and Mexico are Utah's two largest trading partners for imports and exports. Looks like we're about to find out if everything I learned in my poli-sci economics classes was wrong. So that's kind of pushing back against.
Yeah, I think on tariffs in particular, because he recognizes that, like I said, the two largest trading partners, it's going to have a pretty profound impact on the state. And some of the other stuff, the Doge cuts. I heard you guys were talking about the National Park Service cuts, things like that. Those are going to have an impact on the state. And so I think he's in a spot where it's a no-win situation for him. But you're right. On tariffs in particular, he and his office have both kind of said, this is going to not go great for us.
Bob, he's in this position. He's in a spot. Because he put himself there. Nobody put him there. He put himself there. And it's gonna bite him. It's gonna bite him in the ass, I'm afraid.
Well, I mean, some of it's the political reality. I mean, the Trump faction of the Republican Party hasn't liked him for a while. They certainly didn't like him in the last election. He's not running again, so he doesn't necessarily need to play nice. But I think, like you alluded to, maybe not running for governor again doesn't mean that he's done in politics.
He'd like to be a senator.
I think entirely possible. Or who knows? I mean, he's a young guy. He has some options open to him, and he doesn't want to close any doors.
He's going to go on the pickleball circuit, isn't he? He's going to play professional pickleball around the country. That's what it is.
I don't know if he doesn't strike me as a pickleball player, but I've seen him play basketball before. He's not terrible.
So what are some of the last minute things that we're going to see here?
Oh, we're trying to square away the budget stuff. There's a couple issues hanging out there with the budget. There's a domestic violence program that only needs about $250,000, and right now it's not getting funded. And there's a sexual assault program, also a pretty small ask that they're trying to get. But if they don't get that money, sexual assault services across the state are going to be impacted.
Oh my goodness.
So the Republican budget leaders have said, we're working on some of those things. If they're small, we can maybe squeeze them in. So we'll find that out this afternoon. There's the judiciary bills are pretty well set for now. They shelved some of the bills that were really going to clamp down on the judiciary, so that's kind of taken care of for the time being. The elections bills are still working their way through. I know we talked about that. They want to do an opt-in to election. They pushed it back to 2029 when it would take effect. So they don't want to disrupt the 2028 presidential election. There's so many pieces moving right now. The liquor reform bill almost died in the Senate.
What was that?
So it would have done a number of things. One of the things, if you go to a cocktail bar, they do the straw test. Technically, that's consuming on the job, and they wouldn't. So they were going to let them do that. The biggest stumbling block was it was going to let cities and counties decide where they wanted bars. Because right now there's proximity regulations set by the state.
Also, where they're talking about doing that hotel up by Sugar House,
and that was a big thing for Salt Lake because they want to there's a hotel going in Sugar House and they want to have a bar in the downstairs, but
close to the park.
It doesn't work with the park.
Well,
and so they were going to be able to do that if this bill passed, but it got defeated in the Senate on Tuesday night. They brought it back yesterday, but they're taking out the proximity rules.
Well, then what's the point?
So, there's some other stuff in there that is so. For example, the former USANA, the amphitheater out there, they were going to lose their liquor license.
Oh, they were.
And they have a whole summer concert series lined up, and they were not going to be able to serve alcohol at that. That is in the bill right now. It's still got to pass the House, but it looks like that's going to be okay. It's mostly this proximity thing that was the big stumbling block for it. And so, every year there's a liquor bill, and every year it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. There's always pushback to it. from conservative factions,
Well,
including the church, frankly, and so it's work in progress.
I mean, I was told by several bartenders that when they do these sort of things, when they give you something, as far as liquor laws go, they will take something
They
away.
will take something back, or there will be more enforcement, or there'll be more regulation in some other place. Yeah.
Is
that's
there any
100%
thought
true.
that with that proximity thing, though, that some more maybe smaller communities would say, "Ooh, we get to choose." Now then, you can't have a bar within 600 feet by state law. Now you can't have a bar within 5 miles of a school if we get to choose.
And that's an interesting question. I'm not exactly sure if there were minimum maximums on it, but some of the places like the Point and this arts district by the hockey arena, they've pretty much waived all the proximity regulations there.
See?
And so these projects that are run by the state are sort of somehow blessed, I guess. They're special. They get special treatment. But the ones run by the awful Salt Lake City, and that's something we should talk about after the session's over. Salt Lake City's been dragged pretty hard this session. One of the things that they're still working through that we'll find out today how it gets resolved is this ban on the city doing street work. They can't do it. They can't put in speed bumps, stop signs, yield signs. That's how the bill was originally crafted, because the state doesn't want to mess up traffic flow on 3rd West. They've narrowed that a little bit, and now the House and the Senate are kind of at odds on how they want that to look when it finally comes out. I should say the Republicans in the House and the Senate are at odds at how they want that to look when it finally passes. So they were actually meeting right now, actually, to work out the final version of that.
It's not any of their business. If the city wants to cobblestone 3rd West, they should be able
to.
Well,
the thing about it is the SEG group, Ryan Smith and his buddies, want to bury 3rd West. They want to put it underground and turn it into a pedestrian plaza. And if the city messes up the traffic flow on any of the streets around there, then they might have more trouble doing that. But honestly, the way they wrote it, it would have prevented them from putting in anything anywhere: speed bumps, stop signs, yield signs, the traffic circles, anything like that.
So our local oligarchs are controlling things as well.
Basically. Well, the city always has a hard time with the legislature, and this year's been especially bad.
All right, thank you, Bob.
All right, thanks, guys.
Robert Gerke, Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com.
Thank you very much, sir.
Crash I-15 southbound 609 south downtown Salt Lake. 3 left lanes are blocked, backing traffic to the I-215 north interchange in North Salt Lake. Couple of emergency vehicles on I-15 southbound just before the I-80-201 split in Salt Lake, blocking the right shoulder and slowing traffic all the way back to 5th South. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, if you've started moving, trying to get up to Little Cottonwood Canyon, let us know. Text it to us, 33986. Why spend stupid ticket prices for concerts when you can experience great live music for much less at Salt Lake's coolest, most intimate venues? Check out Pigeons Playing Ping Pong with guest Squeaky Feet, Tuesday, March 11th at the Stateroom. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, KXRK Provo. Coming up after these messages and a song, it is the Boner Recap Game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you got to do is tell us who won the Boner this morning. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, I would cheat today because it was a close race. Go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting March 6, 2025. Click on that. It'll say winner next to the winner. What is the prize today?
Tickets to see Simple Plan August 16th at America First Field with special guests Bowling for Soup and 303.
Simple Plan Bowling for Soup tickets, 877-602-9696. All you got to do is tell us who won the Boner this morning after these messages and a song. Stand by for that. Salt Lake Brewing.
New pub in town, West Valley for sure, with some old roots. Squatter's Corner Pub at Valley Fair Mall. Opens 11:30 every weekday for lunch and dinner. On weekends, they open at 9 o'clock for breakfast and brunch, and then they stay open late Friday and Saturdays. And it's the award-winning local beers, traditional and eclectic pub fare, some really great cocktails, and it's a place where the whole family can come. People of all ages. There's no age restriction there. Squatter's Corner Pub in West Valley. Great selection of Salt Lake Brewing Company beers and Top of Maine brewery beers on tap. High Point beers in cans. They have pizza happy hour at Squatter's Corner Pub.
Excellent.
At Valley Fair Mall. Every weekday, 11:30 to 4 p.m., incredible pizzas, just $9 each.
Excellent.
The original founders of Squatter's Pub Brewery in downtown Salt Lake have a new Squatter's restaurant in West Valley City. It's 3555 Constitutional Boulevard in West Valley City, Squatters Corner Pub.
X96 plays over 40 years of alternative music.
Is here. He's visiting on his way to San Diego.
Am I the favorite?
I love you all the same.
Yes, you are.
And you were all my favorite in different ways.
He's not listening. He's out of town. Bill's right. I'm the favorite.
You're the favorite.
Right.
She says it all the time.
Yeah.
So I have Festus.
The favorite.
And then I have Muhammad.
He was okay.
Who's the other one?
Who is his own person. So when
unlike Mama Boy.
So Muhammad asked the other day, he said, my friends are going up to Hebgen Lake to go boating and camping, and I would like to go with them. And I said, well, you know your brother's in town, and he's not here very often.
Is that in Idaho?
Is it Wyoming?
Yeah, it's like West Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember.
And I said, and we're having a party for Festus on Friday just because he's here, and we aren't going to have him back for like a year, and we're going to be celebrating his engagement. And
sounds like it would be a priority for good brothers.
Yes, and so I said, will you be back by Friday? And he said, yeah, we'll be back by Friday. Okay, great. He left yesterday, like mid-afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
About an hour after he left, my husband Joe's on his computer, and he gets an email alert from Delta Airlines. It says, your Sky Miles ticket has been approved from a one-way ticket from West Yellowstone to Salt Lake. And he's like, what is this? So we called Muhammad.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, now I don't know if this was just poor planning on his part or what, but my guess is they're in the car driving up to Hebgen, and somebody says, yeah, we're coming back on Saturday, or we're coming back on Sunday, and he started freaking out because he knew he promised his mother and his brother that he would be back on Friday for the party. They're like, no, we're not coming back till then.
I gave him crap for it, too, and he was like, no, I'll be there, I promise.
I'll be there. And so he hopped on his phone and went on the Delta app and found his Sky Miles account and bought a one-way ticket from West Yellowstone to Salt Lake with his Sky Miles.
He's 16 years old.
Yeah.
He did all of this without calling home and saying, hey, I made a mistake, and what should I do? Should I buy it?
Why should he do that if he knows what he sounds to me like he handled the situation just perfectly.
He's an independent person. He handled the problem.
You're just pissed off that he doesn't depend on you more.
Was he hoping that you wouldn't know?
This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he was just going to Uber home from the airport and show up and act like that he had been dropped off after camping, and we would be none the wiser.
No big deal.
But why would he have to lie about anything?
Because he knew he screwed up, not planning But so I have to temper my mother anger, being like, I can't believe you didn't call and tell us what was going on, with that I'm proud of him for looking at this situation and figuring out.
You ought to be damned happy that he is. Mom, what should I do about this? Mom, what should I do about that? Mom, what should I do about that? That gets so irritating.
I respect his resourcefulness. He's going to be just fine in life. He's going to be fine.
Did he think that by using Sky Miles that this wouldn't appear anywhere, like money?
Well, no, I think he just didn't have money to buy a plane ticket, so he thought, and the fact that he knew he could buy a ticket with Sky Miles, that's also a good.
You're never going to have to worry about him. He's going to be fine.
Every single bit of that story just is about an aggrieved mother, not about a wonderful, resourceful son, but, I've been wrong.
No, I haven't been wrong. I am proud that he figured it out without calling me. But I still would have liked a phone call I think it's the fact that I'm pretty sure he was trying to sneak around about it. Because he didn't call and say, here was the problem. Here's what I did to solve it. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing.
See, that's what I think. Yeah, he screwed up. He's covering his ass.
Yeah, because I think a parent should know when a minor child is flying somewhere.
See, this is so much better than... So when I was a kid, it was, oh, darn it, I better set my watch back 2 hours. Well, my watch says that I was supposed to... I'm on time. Look, see what my watch says? You set that watch back, didn't you, Billy?
Oh, you didn't get away with that?
No. No, because my mother was not stupid.
I was going to say, did you think your mother was that stupid?
I thought I could say, well, my watch must be broken, you see.
But there's a thing with, and we talked about this last night at dinner, Festus. So Festus is the oldest, and Muhammad is the youngest. Mm-hmm. And the firstborn child gets the strict parents.
She had all the energy to discipline and regulate.
By the time you get, and maybe Katie's parents would say this about her, when you get to the youngest one, I'm tired. I
do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
My parents had 2 kids, so yes, my brother got crap for everything, but I learned a lot from him on how to get away with things and stuff. But also, I was the good kid.
Yeah, you're the baby.
Right. Now, Festus, I have to go back on the fact that you may not be the favorite, because I was the oldest. And I got away with everything because I was the favorite.
She just loved me more. She cared if something happened.
Rip in Taylorsville said, that's Poe, isn't it?
In Taylorsville?
In Taylorsville.
Yes, that's Utah's own Poe.
Poe.
She used to come here a lot.
Where is Poe now?
I don't know.
Well,
But
we should find out.
We pulled that one out and blew the dust off of it because we were talking about her yesterday. And if you know, you know. There were a couple other songs in there, but I just grabbed that one.
That works.
All right.
Just trying to see if I can see what Poe's up to these
Poe is
days.
up to these days.
I think she liked us.
Let's see. In October, Poe posted a cryptic teaser video to her YouTube channel in which she appears to be saying, I think she kind of went a little cuckoo.
Why do you think that?
She says, I went missing in 2001. I barely noticed, but you knew. You could feel it. My symptoms were abstract. Most notable among them was my ability to utilize the word. She's, I don't know.
She's not well.
I don't know. That's my guess. I don't know.
Could be. All right. Well,
maybe she's joined the band Moonpools and Caterpillars.
Maybe. All right. It's time for the boner recap.
Who there? Who dat?
Looks like Chad is here. Chad, are you there?
Oh, Chad.
I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Where is here, Chad?
I'm in Roy, actually.
Okay. Chad, what are you doing today?
I'm just working.
Okay. Do you have an exciting job? You a
I'm
taxidermist?
an electrical engineer.
Oh, so no.
Yes. Yeah. Not that great.
Yeah. You probably like it, but for most of us, it would be kind of like, oh, that again.
There's math.
Yep. Yeah, lots of math.
Yeah, it's funny when people say, "Well, I'm an engineer." How many different kinds of engineers are there? Dozens, right?
There are a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Chad. You know what the game is here. We're going to, we being me, is going to read these three boner candidates, and then if you being Chad, can tell me the winner, then you'll win a prize, which is what?
Tickets to see Simple Plan coming August 16th to America First Field with special guests Bowling for Soup and 303.
That's pretty good. Did you hear them earlier, Chad?
I missed it today, so I actually cheated today.
Oh, good.
Okay, good, because it was kind of a weird vote.
Yeah, it was
very close and odd. Boner candidate number one was, let's see, I think I got him out of order here accidentally. It wasn't number one was, no doubt about it, Vance is just a weasel. Yeah, that was the first one. That's J.D. Vance, Vice President, scrambling to resolve some transatlantic rift. He denied dismissing Britain as a random country that hasn't fought a war in 30 or 40 years. This is not the way you speak to our allies. And that statement is just BS.
Yes.
I mean, he doesn't seem to realize that Britain lost several hundred soldiers supporting U.S. troops in Afghanistan after 9/11. So that's boner candidate number one. And boner candidate number two, well, this is the only logical way to get your football kid more playing time. A crazed Missouri dad convicted of shooting a volunteer youth football coach in the back, not once but several times. The coach survived for not giving his son enough playing time. Shot him in the back. And boner candidate number three, well, this will be hilarious. A brother-in-law coming upon a sleeping, his sleeping brother-in-law on a hammock, not wearing a shirt. He said, I know what's going to be funny. We're going to put some super glue in his belly button. Well, it wasn't funny because it ended up causing him he tried to get it off, and it was causing bleeding and all of that. So they had to go to the emergency room, ended up costing over $2,000 to get that super glue out of his belly button, and now his brother-in-law won't pay for his medical bills. So those were the three candidates. Which was the winner, Chad?
Boner candidate number two.
That's right. The guy who shot the football coach in the back was by about 30 votes, but they each got close to 200 votes.
Yep.
So there you go.
All right, Chad, hang on the line. We'll tell you how to get those tickets. All right?
Thanks, Chad.
Okay. Well,
it's Chad should thank us.
Yes. We'll take a break. We'll be back after these with some big boy news and opinioendo. Hang on.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Snuff. S-N-U-F-F, snuff. Now to use the Utah word of the day, snuff, here are the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and his son, Denver Criddle. The town of Mona is still without a local radio station because of the disappearance of the station's broadcast tower. Yes, someone or something has stolen KVOM's tower, all 200 feet of the steel structure, and no one seems to have a clue. But Denver may have a lead on the theft. Again, the word is snuff.
Daddy, the KVOM radio tower was stolen.
Yes, son, months ago, I know. And no more radio tower, no more KVOM morning show consisting of Captain Breakfast and Benny the Egg. Which means no more liberal bleeding heart anti-MAGA crap out of that egg fella. And no more anti-Marimona junk, too. No more Captain Breakfast calling me Mayor Fiddle and Biddle and Diddle.
No, Daddy. That was just all high-spirited radio guy talk. They don't mean nothing by it. Most radio folk I have found don't even know what they're saying when they're saying it. Their mouths are moving and words are coming out, but they really don't know what them words are.
Well, that don't surprise me a bit. Diarrhea of the mouth. That's what my mother used to call it. But what do you want about anyway? You hear something about what happened to the radio tower?
I did, Daddy, I did. And what I'm about to tell you maybe will sound far-fetched. Maybe even far-fetched, but just have an open mind, okay, Daddy?
All right, okay. Now, what about the missing radio tower?
It was Dalton Smalley that put this thought in my mind, Daddy.
Smalley? Oh, for hell's sake, Denver. He hasn't been right for 20 years or more, ever since his ma turned him out of the house so she could use his room for that second husband of hers. He's still living at the landfill?
That's how I came to be talking with him, because I was down at the landfill looking to see if someone had tried to just scrap some of the tower, looking for pieces of it. And we was talking about who could have took a whole radio tower. And that's when old Dalton showed me this picture. Here, Daddy, take a look at it.
Denver, you have handed me a picture torn out of a magazine of Godzilla. That is a picture of Godzilla from some movie magazine.
But look close, Daddy. Look what Godzilla has in his hand. It's part of a radio tower, and he's using it to smash stuff with. I think Godzilla stole our tower.
Okay, boy, that's enough.
But, Daddy, look. The monster has a radio tower in his...
I said that's enough. It's a picture from a magazine. It ain't a crime scene photo, so that's enough.
Okay. Mr. Smalley also sent along these sweet rolls for you, Daddy. He says the baker's trucks drop them off at the landfill every week and that they're really actually pretty good.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah word of the day.
Right, 9:21. Time now for Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Waterproof your home with Baseco, because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways. Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue. From sump pumps all the way to major repairs, crack settling foundations, each solution backed by guarantee. Schedule your free assessment today at basecode.net.
The unfortunately named Hayden Haynes, his parents must have hated him, and explains a lot about this story. He's chief of staff to House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Ew.
Mr. Hayden Haynes is. He was arrested Tuesday night for drunk driving on Capitol grounds after President Trump's joint address.
Well, he was celebrating.
He was drunk while he was there.
Oh.
He was drunk while he was there. Had to be.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Capitol Police said in a statement to HuffPo that a driver backed into a parked vehicle last night around 11:40 p.m. We responded and arrested him for a DUI. The parked vehicle was a Capitol Police car. Hayden Haynes, is a longtime aide to Mike Johnson, having joined his congressional campaign in 2016 from Louisiana. The incident came after Haynes' boss presided over the House floor during Trump's record-breaking speech. Record-breaking in that it ran over 90 minutes and ended at about 11 p.m. 90 minutes of lies is a record.
Yep.
Johnson showed his support for Haynes in a statement provided to HuffPost. The Speaker has known and worked closely with Hayden for nearly a decade and trusted him to serve as the Chief of Staff for his entire tenure in Congress. Because of this and Hayden's esteemed reputation among members and staff alike, the Speaker has full faith and confidence in Hayden's ability to lead the Speaker's office. Read the statement provided by Johnson spokesperson Taylor Halsey, who then added, "So bottoms up, everybody." As noted by NBC News, most crimes in Washington are prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney's Office. There. Bill Murray denies some old rumors that he was dating Kellis, who I don't really even know who Kellis is.
Her milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Oh, that one. The 74-year-old actor discussed the speculation that he and the 45-year-old milkshake singer were dating during a recent interview in the morning. Let's see. I said, I met this girl named Kellis. I got great press that I was dating her. That really raised my cred a lot, he said. The Ghostbusters star then revealed he first became aware of Kellis after seeing her in the 1999 music video for her song Got Your Money with Old Dirty Bastard. I'm going, who is this girl with the red hair? And it was Kellis, so I decided to meet her sometime. She turns out to be spectacular, he said, expressing his admiration. Bill Murray also revealed that he spoke with Kellis recently, and they discussed that she had recently bought a farm in Kenya. He says, while Bill is fond of Kellis, when asked if the two were ever a couple, he said no. However, he jokingly said he wasn't opposed to the idea of a potential courtship.
But if she's into it, then
one of us could be on the rebound any second, he said. Okay. Natalie Suleiman, the Octomom, says she's been celibate for 25 years. I don't know quite what to make of that. Maybe I shouldn't make anything of it. The mother of 14, best known as by the nickname Octomom, due to her having birthed the world's first surviving octuplets back in 2009, is back in the spotlight thanks to a Lifetime, you'll watch this, Gina, new biopic, I Was Octomom. Yeah, you will.
Pass on that.
Oh, come on, Gina. She's finally ready to tell her full, unique, and deeply personal story.
Yeah, I've never cared for the Octomom.
No.
She said
she had all those babies for attention, and
that's she also participated in the adult film industry.
Yes.
She said, but I was solo. I didn't have sex with anybody. I was solo there. So there you go. She said, I was shaming myself, sacrificing my integrity. I don't think you had any integrity. It doesn't seem to me.
I don't think so.
Adidas, they make shoes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Finally offloaded their last pair of Yeezys. The sportswear company announced during a press conference on Wednesday that the final pair of Yeezy sneakers designed by Kanye West were sold in December of 2024, so last year. There is not one Yeezy shoe left in our inventory.
Good.
It's all been sold, and that episode, thank God, is behind us, said Adidas Chief Financial Officer Harm Ohlmeyer.
No, nobody should ever pay Kanye any money to do anything anymore
Ever again.
Yeah.
No, and somebody should just make sure he gets some help. I mean, God.
Well, you've got to want to accept help if
Yeah.
it's gonna, and he's not going to accept help because he's right and everyone else is wrong.
Neil Young has announced a live soundtrack for his new tour film, Coastal, set to be released April 18th on Reprise, and comes as a live recording and companion piece to the documentary from his Coastal 2023 solo tour. It includes 11 songs from across his 60-year career. So he's been doing songs from the beginning of his career on through to present time. It includes hits like I Am a Child, which is a great Neil Young song, Vampire Blues. He's heard on vocals, piano, guitar, and harmonica. I don't remember who directed it. I think it was somebody famous, but the documentary Rust Never Sleeps. It's the Neil Young concert tour. That's a really good documentary and concert film. Ringo Starr is teaming up with Sheryl Crow and Mickey Guyton, and they saying It Don't Come Easy. That must have been exciting for everyone. Robert Downey Jr., you didn't do this in Geek News, did you?
No, it broke after the show yesterday.
Researching and writing backstory for Dr. Doom role.
Yeah.
So he's all in, I guess.
I don't know what he has to write. We have plenty of
it's all out there
plenty
already.
of reference material to.
Well, I think that's what that means. He's researching it. He's and he's writing it as though he was Dr. Doom. David Duchovny is, of course, Fox Mulder on the X-Files. He's got a new non-fiction show on the History Channel that tackles some of the X-File topics.
You said nonfiction, though.
Nonfiction. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
It's called Secrets Declassified, and is set to investigate the government's most secretive, most strange, and mind-blowing activities that have been declassified throughout history. Each episode will feature Duchovny diving into a different topic, Area 51.
Yeah, see, again, fiction, nonfiction? No,
what he is saying is that I'm only going to be talking about stuff that's been declassified, so it's information that's public, which means it's non-conclusive.
Yeah.
So there's that, and
are there aliens? Who's to say?
Who's to say? Could be.
Could be.
I tried to read his book.
Yeah?
He's written a couple of books.
Yeah.
And I
Fiction?
I wanted to read it because it was about a Mormon stunt guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, okay. No, it was terrible. I couldn't finish it. It was so bad.
And I didn't get a chance to listen to this, but Lady Gaga, of course, is going to host March 8th, Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a promo that's dropped, and it's her sitting at a piano, and apparently she's singing songs about cast members and exposing true things about them through this song in the promo. But I haven't had a chance to listen to it, so I watched it, but with no sound. So it looks good.
Bill signed off on the visuals.
Yeah, the video looks good.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. Weather?
And if I may do a spot of traffic, because this seems pretty
sure.
bad, expect 4 miles of stopped traffic southbound I-15 between 200 North and Kaysville and the Park Lane exit in Farmington due to a crash blocking 4 right lanes. There's only 1 lane southbound open, and traffic is backed, like I said, 4 miles back. So avoid that at all costs. We've had a little break in the weather, at least here downtown. We're going to have this pattern, though, off and on throughout the day tonight and into tomorrow, which is 90% chance of rain down here in the valley, snow in the mountains, 50 for a high today, overnight low 33.
Thank you very much.
Listen to Radio from Hell and Home.
often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Measure. Measure. This comes to us from a script submitted by Kirk Baxter. Measure, Mayzure, Measure. Now we give you the illustrious Mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, as he prepares to address the local media regarding an upcoming challenge to his office. Again, the word is measure.
Hey, Denver, son.
Yeah, Daddy?
Denver, son. Denver?
Daddy!
Denver. Hi, Denver. I need you to pretend to be a reporter. I need to rehearse this here press event.
Okay, Daddy. I am the media.
Hello, media. I'm Don Criddle, the illustrious mayor of Mona, Utah, here holding this city's impromptu press conference. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering the purpose of this very important and public meeting brought on by me, your beloved mayor. So let me get to the heart of the matter.
Yeah, Daddy, is that on the matter that you told your opponent for the next pending election that she can't run for mayor on the fact that she is not a man? Is that what this is, Daddy?
Now, Denver, remember what I told you. The city office HR department admonished me not to use sexism as a tactic to win the next election. So just because Angela Lynn is a woman and may or may not measure up to the mantle of being mayor of Mona, I must focus on other things to dissuade voters from picking her.
But, Daddy, Mona City has never had a lady mayor. We never have and we never will. Daddy, I thought you said that I would be taking your place as mayor someday. Kind of like what they do in one of those careers. Right, Daddy?
Now, Denver, you need to hush up about that. Our current democracy does not measure up to a sovereign dictatorship yet. But haven't you read our city's constitution?
Oh, shoot, Daddy, you know I can't read.
You can't read? Well, just what in the heck am I paying your teacher babysitter for anyway?
Well, she ain't there no more, Daddy. Remember? She got all distressed, screamed something at us, kicked down the front door, and we haven't seen her since.
Well, that deadbolt sure didn't hold the door closed, did it, Denver?
Yeah, Daddy. Perhaps if we had used an actual tape measure in the deadbolt installation, we would have known where to drill, and the lock would have actually catched the door frame, because that's what happens, when you just use prayer and eyeballing it, Daddy.
I suppose so, Denver. Now shut your trap about bringing up the fact that my opposing candidate is a woman, and help me find some more ethical ways to smear her without getting scandals and litigation involved.
Okay, Daddy. Why don't you just say she's too emotional about stuff?
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
So in my house, my husband does all the cooking, and I do all the dishes. It's our dividing up the chores.
Except when I'm too tired.
No, I do them. But occasionally, something falls down into the garbage disposal that shouldn't be there, like a spoon,
a bottle cap.
Spoon is sticking out, so it's got to be something that falls all the way down in, and you don't know it's there until you turn it on and you can hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it goes.
A wine stopper.
Yeah. And I cannot stick my hand in there.
Because somebody's going to come along and flip the switch.
Well, and this is Stephen King's fault. So,
well, that night you had him over for dinner.
So in the book Firestarter, and for some reason they have never put they've done a couple different Firestarter things.
Yeah.
This has never been on screen. So this is something that is in my mind just thanks to Stephen King's words. There's a part in the book where it's like there are characters that can do mind control stuff.
Yeah.
And in one scene, this character's doing mind control on this doctor, and he tells him to go home, put on his wife's underwear, and stick his arm in the garbage disposal and turn it on. And that's how he dies.
Well, you're already wearing your wife's underwear.
Well,
yeah.
And it's a very, it's a very vivid image.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would anybody stick their hand in the garbage disposal and turn it on? Now, obviously, I'm not going to do that. But I can't get over because once you put your hand in there, you can't see your hand anymore. Like it is like a trust fall kind of thing. Putting your hand.
All right.
Yeah.
What about?
So what do you do about it?
Yeah. What do you do? Or do you have someone else do it?
Well, I should call Joe and say, will you come
and put your hand in the garbage disposal,
the
honey?
thing out of the. But it is a genuine fear of like I don't think I can do it.
So what do you do?
But he wasn't around last night, so it happened last night, and I'm like, okay. My first thought was I'll just leave it and hope that next time he comes around and turns it on, he can hear that there's something in there and he'll get it out. But I was
and lose his hand.
I was a big girl.
Okay.
And I reached in and pulled it out.
And
it was a tab to like the top of that
Diet
thing.
Coke.
That thing.
All right.
That had to be a Diet Coke tab, as a matter of fact.
But I was very proud of myself because I've overcome. That is a huge fear of mine.
So does that mean now you will be able to reach into there if you need to in the future?
Oh God, I just.
Does that mean that you'll you'll go on a cruise ship now? Does that mean that you'll go into the ocean now?
That's a leap.
Does that mean that you'll eat something that is homemade?
No.
See, and Sue points out what I was going to point out. You use tongs.
Yeah, I thought of that too.
I didn't think
You've got those toast tongs.
Yeah. Oh, that actually probably would work really well.
It would.
But am I the only person that thinks, even though I know I am not going to turn that on, that maybe the thing in there
might go on accidentally?
Yeah, is like wedged, and that's what's keeping it from moving. And as soon as you stick your hand in there, it'll start.
You're probably not the only person who thinks that. But I would like you to do me a favor, and take an hour. Well, take a whole day, and write out a list of your irrational fear. Take a month if you need to.
Somebody's saying we should do an X poll about irrational fears.
Sure.
I totally agree with Gina. I cannot stick my hand in the garbage.
Now, if you're dying for that scene that you're talking about, apparently it's in a Final Destination movie.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Gina, we can help you. Call us, Larson HVAC and Plumbing. Sean, will you come?
Come and get this tab out of my... I have an irrational fear, actually. It's weird. It's not a fear necessarily, but if I see a cup or something on the counter that I think is sitting too close to the counter, to the edge of the counter, or askew slightly, I'll just kind of push it back a little bit.
That just seems smart, though.
Well, no, because it's not. It's really not. It's not too close, but I feel like it is, and that's irrational. I look at my rational mind says, no, that's fine. It's not too close, but my irrational mind makes me push it back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I do that all the time with stuff.
That just seems smart to me. That, like, yeah, you don't want a glass to fall and shatter
Okay.
on the floor.
Do you have a drain strainer?
No.
It's the metal cup with the holes.
No.
That goes over the garbage
Oh,
disposal.
yeah. I
Okay,
should
get
have
one of those.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the
that'd
first thing.
help.
Okay.
And also, you really shouldn't put food in the disposal.
No.
Not much, yeah.
I shouldn't do any. Carrie, you and I did an ad about that 20 years ago. We were husband and wife. And I think I was getting mad because you were the dumb husband.
I was the dumb husband.
Hey, I'm just going to put this down the garbage disposal.
What are you doing?
Oh, and that's the voice I did.
Yeah.
The dumb husband voice. Don't worry, honey, I can do that.
Well, maybe next time we have X-Poll, we'll do it on irrational fear.
Why do we have garbage disposals if you're... I used to put all kinds of stuff down there. Now I don't.
Well, we were sold a bill of goods, as it turns out. We were told, yeah, you can grind up the food and it just goes right. No, it just clogs up everything.
It's just in case something.
First time I had a garbage disposal, this is what I did. We had artichokes for dinner. And, you have all those leaves.
Mm-hmm.
I put those leaves into the garbage
There you
disposal. And you know what happened? It ruined the garbage disposal.
Yep.
By the way, lots of people texting in that their worst fear is putting their hand
in the garbage
disposal. They said, if someone else is even in the house, it terrifies me. You're not alone.
It's not a problem for me. My hand's too fat to go in there.
Katie says that she dropped a shot glass in one.
Ooh.
And so she had to pull the glass shards out.
Again,
those strainers,
Yeah.
you need those, and you really shouldn't even have a garbage disposal.
And what are you doing drinking a Diet Coke over the sink?
Well, it probably just fell in. I don't know what happened.
You must have you were messing around with a Diet Coke over the sink.
Probably was.
All right. Well, we will take a break, play a song, and crawl towards the exits. Coming up after these. Stand by.
You can watch radio.
Mine here because I'm about to travel.
Yes.
9 travel hacks that will change your life.
Change your life.
Carry a wad of cash separate to your wallet.
Yes.
You do this?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
For tipping.
Like ones and
Ones and fives.
Because I don't use cash ever
Nobody
for
does,
anything. They also say it's good to, if you get in a situation where someone's trying to mug you, you can have some side cash here. That's all I have.
And then they're
this
more
wad of
likely to
cash.
just grab it and go.
Yep.
Because, yeah, they wouldn't go after your phone or the wallet or the big wad of cash is the apple of their eye.
Oh, yeah. Untraceable.
They say bring your own sunscreen. Don't say, oh, I'll buy it when I get there.
Usually a good idea. Yeah.
Don't ask strangers if you can borrow their sunscreen.
Well, and it's usually if you're going to a resort and you think, oh, I'll go to the gift shop and buy sunscreen, it's outrageously expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Brush your teeth as soon as you land. This I don't get. I'm not going to go in the airport bathroom and brush my teeth.
What's their reasoning?
They say, who needs business class when you can just brush your teeth? It can make a world of difference how you look, feel, and smell at the end of a flight. Brushing your teeth is the quickest way to feel human again after a long flight.
I get it.
Have toothpaste and brush ready as soon as you get off the plane.
I get it. Okay.
Let's see. See tourist attractions on rainy days because they're less likely to be busy.
Yeah.
Cut your nails before your trip.
Yes.
Because you don't often think to bring your clippers with you, and you don't want to be stuck in a hotel room desperately wanting to clip, your
Clip
nails.
your nails in general. I mean,
If you keep, but do it, but
before
do
you
a little
go.
tidying before you go.
how often are you clipping your nails?
About every other week.
Yeah, that.
But that's not the point. The point is
If you do it, if you make sure you time it so you do it before you leave.
do you know the day that you're going to have to do it?
No.
Okay.
But
see, but if you do it before you go, then you don't have to worry about it.
Speaking of doing it before you go, Always go to the toilet when you have a chance.
Yes. Again, this is not Trip Central.
But sometimes you think, well, I don't have to go now. Like you're walking by a bathroom and you go,
I'm fine.
I'm fine. No,
No.
you don't know when the next opportunity will be.
Mhm.
So that's a preventative pee, I like to
You may
call
get
it.
in your rental car and then get stuck in traffic. And then you're
I
suffering.
think this way outside of trips, I guess is my point. Everything you're mentioning.
And Carrie, this is good advice for your next trip.
Okay.
Schedule soft days.
Soft, yes.
Days when you have not
Nothing.
planned anything.
Again!
Don't overschedule your trip activities. Do not.
Yeah. Thursday, we have nothing on the schedule. We're just going to
unless you're like at a amusement like Disney World or some stuff like that. But if you're headed to say San Diego, be sure to have some empty days.
Empty days. I like calling them soft days, though. That sounds nice. It's a
Yeah,
soft day.
but it's just, again, this is just remember to live your regular life when you're on a trip.
Yes.
Also, Gina, compression socks on the airplane.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
That's an actual trip-centric tip.
So that's the first one?
That's the first
Okay.
one.
Okay. He's so angry.
I know. Weather?
Weather. I need to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, jeez. Offspring's coming on August 3rd, if you're curious.
August 3rd. Let's see. I'm looking at.
I'm looking at the snow. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
It's just.
I got worried that Boba Fett died, Carrie, because Boba Fett was trending. I don't.
Well, you mean the actor?
No,
That they killed him off?
No, I just got worried. Doesn't appear.
Did you click on it?
Yeah.
I'm not clicking on it.
Oh, is
because
this a spoiler?
I'm thinking it's a spoiler that you have already spoiled now.
It just
for The Mandalorian, which I haven't watched yet. I'm planning on watching today.
Gina, did you manage to avoid the Succession spoiler?
No, that was my thing that must go yesterday.
So you did find out what it was. Have you watched the show?
No.
yet?
Neither have I, and I know what the spoiler is.
You do know.
But
let me tell you this about it. And I'm not going to say what it is. Knowing what it is does not ruin the show.
I've heard there are things about it like there's some long shot, some amazing 30-minute long one-take shot or something.
30 minutes?
It's just how the people respond to what happens is what's important and what's interesting. Not what happens, but how everybody responds to it. So
we've got them stacked up. We got that and Yellow Jackets stacking up, and
I hate that you're not able to keep things. There's no way to keep things a secret.
But that show, The Beef, is so good.
I finished that.
I haven't finished it yet.
I finished that.
Those people are all just so awful.
Everyone is terrible.
Oh my God! Even when you start thinking even the little girl, think, oh, you little brat.
So my husband is not on social media at all.
Good for him.
So he's able to ignore things. So and he does this with sports stuff all the time.
Oh.
Like he wants to watch Premier League soccer with Muhammad, my son, not the prophet. And he's like, "Oh, I recorded that game. Let's watch it." And every time Muhammad's like, "I already."
You too, because it was just sitting there.
All right.
All right.
You don't need to explain everything. Sometimes it's just.
Yeah.
Well, that was an explanation.
Yeah. I didn't necessarily want to play it, but I ran out of time, and it's sitting there. So
you caught the out of the corner of your eye. You saw it.
Well, I had to play something, and it was just sitting there. So. Oh, well.
It's better than us singing or something, I guess.
Well, I don't know. Could be
guaranteed.
Debated.
Guaranteed it is.
Debated, All right. Let's see. Let's do the promo and
okay,
all that.
Here we go.
Go.
Friday's Radio from Hell show features movie reviews with Sean Means, Boner of the Day.
And week. Dave will be here for Boner of the Week.
Frank Christ beat Gina. Have another drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy.
And Bill's going to tell us all about finally going to the doctor.
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Radio from Hell, mostly fine, Friday morning here on X96.
I didn't even have to do any acting there.
No. It just came naturally.
You just showed up.
Just I summoned the phlegm, and there it was. Summon the phlegm.
All right. Let's see.
Seriously, though, Bill, go to the doctor.
Okay.
I don't believe he's not going to go.
He's not going to go.
Okay, I will. Does that convince you?
No.
No, not so much?
No.
Okay. How about if I promise?
Okay, you can't just say that and not do it. So
my fingers are crossed.
Yeah, we need you well for the big wine party on Saturday. So
I know. It's actually better. I can tell because there's more stuff being produced. You know what I mean?
You're able to summon the phlegm.
Yeah, it's loosening up.
Okay.
But,
It's not pools of blood.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. No body parts are falling off.
Because that would be bad.
Yeah, and then if something fell off or I saw a pool of blood, I would go to the doctor.
You would.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
That's what if there was a pool of blood.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
What's that? Don't you know who I am?
Summon the phlegm.
Artie Fufkin is next.